him
Press
do a
the button.
TLDR.
Now he's live.
What do you mean by that, chat?
TLDR.
And he's a Pokemon trainer. Catching a Dojemon.
They can't hear you, huh?
They can hear us permanently.
Damn. The fuck did you do to Trubs?
That we're gonna be while live. Unprecedented.
Titus has learned slice and dice.
And he does it thrice.
Financial irresponsibility by buying more dice.
Listen, Bob. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
So Steve, when are you
AT&T.
learning the attack reel?
Makes sense.
What was that?
When are you learning the attack reel?
Fucking never. It can be broken all at once. I fucking suck at blitzball.
People are
Because I've never played Blitzball
Some
before.
people are just not worth playing that.
Wait, if you suck at Blitzball, why are you playing 10?
Because I'm literally Waka.
Waka waka.
No.
Yes!
No, even having
More
fantasies.
accurate!
Look, I hate to do this to Steve, actually, I fucking love it. Steve is having fantasies about being married to Luke.
Okay, that is a nice bonus, but it's the other thing, Bob. Those stinking Albeds. They're dirty machina. Oh boy. What
You
happened?
love our girl.
What happened? Oh, I'm gonna have to watch this.
Hey. Save young men. Well, what happens when you're Zapdos? Zapman. Zapmon.
But he's only number 2.
Burning place. Stop being a baby.
Wait, what? I thought we were talking about Pokemon.
Well, that too.
Jesus, tropes.
So are we not doing the Final Destination watch together thing or what? Yeah, I figured that
We
would
still
be
haven't even done the alien stuff either yet.
safe to assume
Prophet's
that
not here for the.
safe to assume it's probably not going to happen. Well, one day is already locked out. The other day is Halloween. I won't be here. You already know the reason for the lockout day. Don't have to say. FGO has some stuff coming, I think, for. And well,
FGO's going to be quiet for about a week, both sides.
next week that we get something for NA.
The event ends. Archer. Next week.
Speaking of which, we are live, right? So
Yes.
yeah. So speaking of which, get your archers up because we will not be taking poo garbage archers for fans.
I might have a tape.
I'll mute you.
Yeah.
Man, destroy me.
A rat cooking my food.
Have
Hello.
Better.
Have fun.
では、前に出ます。
Hello, chat. How's everybody doing today? I just got the go live tweet out. Do me the favor, go give it some love. Yeah, I have a poll for you guys. Okay, I put a poll up for you guys here on the Twitch side, YouTube side. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to get stuff set up here. I'm doing pretty good, Yugi. How are you? Hope everybody is doing good today. And like I mentioned, I just got the go live tweet out. Do me the favor, go give that some love. I'm grabbing you guys today's sauce. Thank you for the lurker tax. Appreciate it. Ooh, these are interesting results. Again, you guys have 2 minutes, so get voting. Actually, I say 2 minutes. You only have like a less than a minute left. Okay. I'm ready on this end, chat. Hope you guys are. Let me switch one more thing. Okay. Be good. Oh. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Here is today's artwork. Make sure you guys go give the artist some love. Going pretty good, JC. How are you doing? Monster Hunter ain't on that list. Monster Hunter is not on the list. Chat wants Outer Worlds. Worried you guys were gonna say that. I have a key for Outer Worlds too, but I was debating whether or not to redeem it because I didn't really want to glorify Outer Worlds and Microsoft, but I guess out of morbid curiosity, we shall play. Hold on, chat, because I have to do a key redeem. Doing a major implementation of a system this week, I see. Now, I will just go ahead and tell you guys I have not played the first Outer Worlds. Oh, it's the premium edition. I gotta get it started downloading. It may hurt the stream quality here for a bit, but let's see. I don't think it's a very big game. Oh, no, I lied. It's 81 gigs. Okay. That's bigger than expected. But I'll try to keep an eye on the stream quality to make sure it's not messing with it too much. Jade, thank you for the resub. Appreciate it, my dude. How are you doing today? Hello, Spartan. Hedroth of the Indo. New intro art Pog? The intro? No. Intro art was an old art piece that I had from back when we were playing Scarlet and Violet. I just figured, like, Pokemon's kind of relevant right now, so I'd throw it up. It's a few floppy disks for sure. You just made me remember that floppy disks exist. Pay the lurk tax and you too shall pass, yes. My memory's gone to shit, it's all good. Same, brother. Hello, Balmonte. Hello, right? How are you guys doing? Grand Archer on the horizon, who do you think will have to fight someone new? I think it's really interesting. I like the idea that it could be like Artemis or something like that. I think if it's not like Artemis or Orion, then I'm like kind of up in the air for who it could actually be. I mean, like, there's definitely people that can slot in. I don't know that they actually fulfill the status of grand and the, like, essence of the word that, like, a lot of us would think of. We'll have to see. Is stream stuttering for anyone else? There is a little bit of dropped frames. And it's because of the download, and I know it. Because Steam is attempting to take some of it. And I don't really get that. I don't get why me downloading something on Steam affects the upload. Unless it's like hosting it for other people at that point. Which is just kind of ass if that's the case. Steam download hammers the CPU. It's not even on the same computer. ID Invaded was such a goated anime. It really was. It's not too bad though. Yeah, but I don't want it to like actually be bad. I'm kind of trying to see if it gets better or worse. Because unfortunately, the percentage of dropped frames is rising. And that's not a good thing. There's nothing I can do other than trying to like physically limit the speed of the download. But if I do that, then like it's already set on like a 2-hour time, which would make it like 9:30 before it's ready. I don't know, chat. I don't think we play it tonight. I think that is the issue. That it is just it's killing the stream quality. It's not worth it. I don't understand. I don't get why Steam does that. It's like it's controlling all the fucking bandwidth, but it'd be what it be. Oh, you know, it might help if I opened up OBS. Because this is technically the new player account you guys are seeing. Hello, Cag. How's it going? Windows pinball it is. I mean, there's plenty of stuff I can play besides that, right? Including, I don't know if the Monster Hunter crew is around. But I will throw that out up for grabs. Okay, what was I doing here? Let's get my AP spent down to start off with. How was chat's weekend? You guys doing good? Call Gabe? I don't think people like Gabe right now. I think Gabe's in a little bit of hot water. I still think Gabe's fine. I don't think it was his decision. But apparently the CSGO community got like molded over the changes that they made. And it apparently cost people a lot of money. Transpace, thank you for the 39. Appreciate it. Hope everything's going well. It's going pretty solid. I know their NFTs went down in value some. Yeah, I feel like CSGO, ironically enough, was just kind of a like crypto market, basically, with how it operated. But I mean, to me, it's like that's actually not that crazy of a concept because we've had like Diablo and stuff where that was a thing for years. So like real money auction house and stuff like that. It is what it is. Who's next role target for the free-to-play account, Koyan? I don't know. Again, the new player account's kind of just sitting there at the moment. I'm not like playing through anything. I'm not even doing the event on it because it's just like trying to balance that with everything else going on in my life right now. It's a little much. A vocal minority, not players, just investors, so no damage done. Yeah, I mean, my understanding is it is players, right? But it's like it's some of the people that were like so deep into it that like they had literally like tied their livelihoods to that like skin market, and that's just not smart in general. Like at a point you should have said, you know what, I actually have a crap ton of money, I need to dump this, turn this into real money, and then go like invest in something that's more stable. Like if you have, you know, millions of dollars worth of like skins, sell that, get out, get into something that's not just gonna evaporate overnight. Though I do get that, like, you know, they probably thought that would never happen. Diablo 3 market was wild. Well, I wasn't even referring to 3. I was referring to 2 because my understanding was that 3 was kind of terrible, but at least with regards to like the auction house system and stuff. Saw Dune and Dune 2 in IMAX on Sunday. Very impressive adaptation. Looking forward to Dune Messiah next year. I am too. I really like the more recent Dune movies. Again, I like the Dune game that came out as well. It's just like they're not doing enough with it. That's kind of not FromSoft, Funcom in a nutshell, is they like their games and you can tell they put a lot of heart and effort into them, but it seems like they're a small team and it seems like they just cannot actually support their games to the degree that they need to if they want to operate in a live service environment. The bubble will grow infinitely, it'll never burst. Yeah, I mean, shit. Like, how many things over the years have we seen that have, like, kind of come around and just burst? Like, even just in my lifetime, I've seen the housing market, I've seen the internet bubbles, I've seen movie theaters, I've seen the stock market. Like, everything has kind of gone kablooey at some point. So, it is what it is. You're saying sell a $10,000 FGO account and get something more stable? Yeah, in a weird way. Like, if you feel like you can actually get 10 grand for your account, go for it. Chat. I guarantee you, I could not get that kind of money for my account. It is what it is. I don't think FGO is popular enough to pull that kind of attention anymore. And FGO is still very culturally relevant and popular. It's just like, I don't think people are going to like pay that kind of money for an account at this point. Especially with, again, like nobody knows kind of what's going on in the future here. %90 chance we just got the last welfare of part 2. We know there's one more event, and we know it is not a Christmas event. So it's possible there could still be another, but yeah, I don't think that's crazy to think that it's like the last welfare of the year. Trust in Strange Fake to Resurgence FGO. I'm actually heartened by the fact that they've set a proper date for Strange Fake. Because that was, and I've said, like, I'll believe it when I see it, but that was, like, to me, the most, we can talk about FGO. We can say, like, oh, there's things that the devs could have done better. I have never seen such a shitty rollout for an anime as how they've handled Strange Fake. Ever. In all of my years. And I'm sure people are like, oh, but Kev, what do you mean? I like the first couple episodes. Yeah, I'm talking about, like, the way they actually logistically handled it. It is easily the worst I've ever seen for an anime that did eventually come out. I have not seen somebody be this inept with like scheduling and structuring of the release ever before. So really weird because like normally in the anime industry, everything's kind of like very formulaic and set in stone. It's really weird to watch them just be like, hey, we're totally going to kick this down the road for a year. Which makes me think that I kind of want to say this, chat, but I think it's like A1 who's actually in charge. I kind of want to say that like A1 who's actually in charge. I think like for making Strange Fake, I suspect like Type Moon and Sony and Aniplex all kind of like went around. They were trying to ask people who they wanted it to do, which probably not Aniplex because Aniplex would have nominated themselves, of course. But I think like Type Moon kind of went around and was like, hey, like UFO Table, can you take this on? And like UFO Table probably was like, no, you know, like we're too busy. You're like, hey, here would be the date that we could finally take this on. And I think eventually they kind of got to A1, and with A1, it was high enough up on the list. They're like, okay, we want them to do this. And A1 was like, well, we're full, but... And I think that's what happened. I think A1 was like, we actually are full, but we're going to try to like work on you on the side while we have these other projects. And now they're like, okay, now like here's your actual slot finally. It happened like a year later, but here it is. So I think that's what happened with A1. Is like they just had to punt it, but they also didn't want to let go of it because again, you'd have to be an idiot to pass up a Fate anime being pitched to your studio. And I really do mean that. Even if we look at someone like UFO Table has to be like stupid to actually pass it up in that regard. Not that like they don't have other really big name projects and stuff. Just that in the sense of, hey, you know it's like a guaranteed moneymaker. You know it's going to work. It is a prestigious IP at this point within the anime industry. You would want it for your studio. So UFO Table not taking is probably because they only have like one team. And so they're just so jam-packed busy. And Type Moon's already waiting on them for the Mihoyo movie that like, they're just like, I'm sorry, it's too much right now. So I think it's like, that's why they didn't go there. But yeah, I feel like any other studio, and A1 probably would have been the second studio they would have asked. So at that point, you have to look at it and go like, yeah, of course, A1 probably just tried to make it work. And it didn't work, right? Like, it was just bad. It makes it a delay for the final two Garapan episodes look trivial, and that was notorious back in the day. Yeah. The release schedule or lack thereof really killed all the hype I had for Strange Fake. I mean, like, I feel like now you can actually get hype again. Because now we're actually going to get the season, right? But there was, again, like, almost like a 2-year period from the time it was announced to, like, when we will actually get the anime starting to air. That we were just like, huh? Like, what are you doing? That's why I say, like, it's colossally, like, one of the worst, like, blunders for logistics on an anime I've seen in a while. And I think that's why you got the first 2 episodes. Is I think A1 was trying desperately to like put their name on it and be like, no, it's still happening. We're not like giving this to someone else. This is us. We're doing it. So I think like behind the scenes they were like trying to still do all their other stuff, but still trying to like get as much done as they could. Your post made me want to get sushi this week? Good. It had been a hot second since I had eaten sushi, so it was really good. Like I said, the restaurant we went to last week was a Michelin star rated restaurant. It was It was really good. This weekend, on Saturday, she came over again, and I took her around town. We went to go see one of her friends. And we got to eat at a really good barbecue place, which I had actually eaten at before. I had just forgotten about it. And oh my god, I got their sausage links, and it was stuffed with jalapeno and cheddar. Oh, so good. So good. So yeah, I just like, I had a really good time this weekend. Did you see the One Punch Man Season 3 response? No. What's... Like, I feel like I saw that the director or whatever of it, like, left social media because people were harassing him. Which, chat... I'm gonna say this, and this is a absolutely like lightning hot opinion in terms of like saying this in the Fate community especially. People are way too obsessed with animation quality in anime. Way too obsessed. And I'm somebody that's been watching anime for 30 years almost. Like, I get that, like, there's points where people feel like the animation's phoned in and that it's not good. But I'm going to say this again for everybody in the back. Even if you think it's bad, don't go fucking harass someone. Don't be that guy that ruins it for everybody, that basically gives your whole community a bad name. Like, again, I know this is kind of a hot take, but it's like, usually some of the animes that I've seen where people were like, oh my god, the animation quality for this is just so bad. I've watched numerous full-blown CGI animes. I've watched numerous animes where it was like half and half. I've watched numerous animes where it was a quote-unquote slideshow, like apparently One Punch Man Season 3 is. And while, yes, I feel like it could have been better, for the most part, I was able to just get past it and like focus on the story. Usually, the story is what like actually matters. So it's like the direction, the pacing, and stuff like that. I get people want better animation quality, but not everything is going to be like Demon Slayer or again Fate Zero or something like that. It's like you can't expect everything to be like animated to that degree. I get that people like it's a common thing nowadays to like look back and be like, this was anime like 10 years ago, or this was anime 15 years ago, and then to compare it to like modern stuff. But let's be honest, there are two major issues facing the industry. Issue number one, nobody wants to work in the fucking industry because they're not paid well enough. Issue number two, there is just nobody, like there's not enough actual workers to handle the demand and the load that the studios want to produce. So when we start looking at this over time, you see there are glaring issues. This is why I say, like, don't be that asshole that's like going after the people actually producing the anime. Do you know who the problem is in these cases? It's the studio heads. It's the people that are actually like going out and handling a lot of the like production budget and stuff like that. Basically, those people making the decisions are deciding how much or how little they have to make the thing. It's the same problem as video games. I'm not going to say that there aren't bad like developers in video games. There are people that have just absolutely asinine takes on what should be in a video game, and in my opinion, they have no business being in the industry. But at the end of the day, if they start injecting that shit into a game and it makes the game bad, people aren't going to buy the game and they're not going to play the game. And it's that simple. Same thing with an anime. If it's bad, people are just not going to watch it. And eventually, they're going to realize they're the problem. Because it's easy to think like, to go like super defeatist and super doomer on this and go like, oh, well, if nobody watches the animes, then the anime industry is going to die. It's not true. Because there are still animes that are getting made to a high quality and people can see, oh man, that's actually working. Like again, look at the Demon Slayer movie. It's literally one of the most revenue generating movies of the year. I believe it's in the top 10. So, and that's like internationally, okay? So at that point, you have to look and see like, oh wow, yeah, hold on. There actually is value here if you do it right. So that's why I'm saying it's like, don't go after the employees. Don't go after the director. The director, that director is goated for probably making a season 3 happen on such a shit budget. Like, it is what it is. So it's like everybody getting angry at him, and like he talked about it in his post, was like, man, this just gets the team super depressed and super down, and they don't like it impacts their work. And it's like, yeah, that's the problem. They're trying to make the best of a bad situation, and you're shitting on them, but they're not even the reason that they're in the bad situation. Okay? So that's all I'm trying to say here is like, I get it, but people care way too much about this stuff to the point of, again, like when you're death threatening, when you're firebombing, when you're doing other stuff like this, it's like, it's just absurd, guys. Like, enough is enough. Stop going after the rank and file people that don't get to make any of the decisions. If anything, this is the point where you have to say, look, we don't like this. This wasn't a good enough quality. Somebody should answer for this. But the way you handle that is you stop fucking watching. Because here's the other problem. I guarantee you half the people on the internet complaining about the quality of One Punch Man Season 3 are still fucking watching it. And if you're still watching it, they're still getting away with it. You have to be willing to say, I'm not going to watch it. But that is Twitter in a nutshell. That is Instagram in a nutshell. That is any other social media. It's like if you go on it, you'll see people bitching and moaning about stuff, but they're still doing the thing. And I do think there's a point where you could say, like, hey, I'm just trying to be constructive with my criticism. That's fine. But being constructive with your criticism versus harassing the employee, somewhere in there, you've crossed a line. People forgetting UFO tape with my God Eater. Yeah, I think that's where like a lot of the CGI stuff comes from, and it's a response to we don't have the budget to fully animate this stuff, but we still want to provide something for it. So it's why, like, to me, I've never looked at like some of the CGI stuff that they put in anime as like it being very bad, unless it was particularly atrocious. And even then, I still say, wow, like, they just must not have had the budget. Like, again, you look at, like, all the major action scenes, and the meme is constantly like, okay, look at that. There you go. That's where they blew all of their animation budget. That is what everybody always ends up saying when they see a big action scene. So it stands to reason at this point that, yeah, a lot of these studios are trying to get away with, like, not having as much animation staff, not having as much of a budget for it, because again, nobody wants to work in this shit industry because it's such a thankless job. And it sucks. I feel like when I was growing up, anime used to be like this idolized industry where it was like so amazing to like see all the stuff that would get put out. I mean, again, like even just with a girlfriend, I've watched a couple of the Studio Ghibli movies now, and like I look at that and yeah, they're a little dated, right? But like, my God, all of that is hand animated and you see just how well it holds up. And it's just amazing to actually watch. And I see that and I go like, wow, there's so much art in this. But at the same time, it's like, what is going? And I think this is why people are getting upset, is that the industry doesn't feel like it has that same care, that same attention to detail anymore. And I get it. I understand. But I also think this is why the shift has happened, is because basically the employees are having to be stretched thinner and thinner for more and more and more. And it just doesn't work. Like there's a break point. Something has to give. Now, to me, I would like to see the employees get paid more. Then you might get more employees. But I think that is the problem that a lot of these like studio heads and stuff have to realize, which I'll be honest here too, there is also the other side of this. It's like anime as an industry is maybe not as profitable as it should be because so much of it is pirated. That is why, like, for a while there, I was like watching on Crunchyroll and stuff like that. I was paying for the subscription because I was like, you know what? I don't want to pirate this stuff. I want to actually support people. And still to this day, if you gave me a proper way to actually consume anime, where it was maybe like one site, one subscription, I'd be happy to pay it. The problem that we have, and this is a similar issue to like, you know, over here in the West, we have like a gajillion different streaming services. Is like everybody wants their cut of the pie. So it's like, it's the greed is ruining everything. And if they can manage to cut a deal, if they can manage to stop being so damn greedy, they'll actually see that the piracy rates will go back down. And you will have people that are actually willing to pay the money for it. People underestimate how much time and work goes into hand-drawn animation. Absolutely. I need to watch Studio Ghibli stuff. I haven't got around to it yet. Honestly, it's been great so far. Like I've watched Howl's Moving Castle and Spirited Away, and both of them were amazing movies. I can't say that everyone's like that, because again, I haven't watched more than that. Anime seems to be more and more to drive merch, light novels, and game sales nowadays. Well, and part of that's because the anime itself is not is not profitable, and you have to ask yourself, why is the anime not profitable? Why can't they make money off of it? In an industry that is very well connected to like TV and movies, where TV and movies all make money, why doesn't anime make money? And you realize a good chunk of that is because as popular as it has grown overseas, they're not making money overseas. Why aren't they making money overseas? Because there's not really a good delivery mechanism overseas. If they actually expand into it, and the problem is they can't do Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll's not a good solution to that problem because those guys are idiots. A little bit what they need to do is they do need to expand and try to say, hey, look, let's actually get something that we will run ourselves and get like cut out that stupid middleman. Princess Mononoke next. No, I believe the next one for Ghibli Fest for the Fathom event is Boy and the Heron, which I think is like the newest Ghibli movie. Like a couple of years old. I don't know. I know girlfriend told me she hadn't watched it, so. Oh, you whippersnappers need to go back and watch some good old 70s robot anime and appreciate what you got. Yeah, and I'm not trying to like browbeat all of you guys so much as I'm just trying to say it's like, God, there are some people that are just like legitimately unhinged and it's bad. The Binder, thank you for the follow. Can we nuke Crunchyroll and create a new site, please? Yeah, Crunchyroll is just awful. As somebody that has used Crunchyroll for a while and then quit it because of how bad it got. Yeah, I just don't recommend Crunchyroll to anyone. Robert Pattinson, however you spell it, is one of the herons. That's interesting. I know we've been watching the English dubs because she's like, oh, it's probably better for your first time to watch it in English so that you don't have to read the subtitles. But I know for like the English dub for Howl's Moving Castle, I think Howl was voiced by Christian Bale and Calcifer was voiced by Billy Crystal. And I was like, oh my God, this is actually amazing. Like, it's actually like they got high profile actors to be the voiceovers for it, and it was amazing. As opposed to like, I feel like some of the English VAs are not so good for your rank and file anime stuff. But I guess that's because, again, Ghibli at this point demands a level of, how should I put it, like attention, prestige. For me personally, just a point of anime visuals I'm okay with, but if it goes below, I quite dislike it. I feel like the bar for me is quite low quality-wise. I mean, if the bar's quite low, then it's fine. I do agree, like, there's a point where you could say, like, something just looks so atrocious, why would you watch it? But that's exactly my stance on this, is that if you feel that way, don't watch it, right? Like, don't sit there and go, like, oh man, I'm just gonna, like, keep watching it and complaining about it. Like, to me, it's like, it's either so bad you can't stand it, or it's enough where it's like, maybe I complain a little bit about it, but I'm not going to like go harass the employees type of bad, right? Crunchyroll isn't going anywhere. That's Sony's cash cow at this point. I don't think that's Sony's cash cow at all. I doubt they're making very much money off of Crunchyroll, to be honest. Yeah, I do find it interesting that it was basically Disney that had handled that stuff. Which I think was what chat was telling me about with the, like, Miyazaki sending them a samurai sword claiming no cuts. Because Disney would have tried to make changes to it, which is stupid. I don't get why Disney has that obsession. Like, just change the rating of the movie at that point if you feel like it's inappropriate for, like, children. There are some shows that are purposely bad animated too. I feel like you'd have to give me an example. I feel like it's less about them being purposely badly animated and more that they just don't have the budget. Unless you mean it's like there's specific characters or something like that and it's a like artistic choice. Sony owns Funimation, who owns Crunchyroll. Yeah. Well, no. Sony owns Crunchyroll and Funimation, and has made Funimation go into Crunchyroll, is my understanding of it. Because that was part of the issue that they had back in the day, was Crunchyroll lost all the Funimation stuff because they pulled out and made their own platform. Kamikatsu, the animation was a meme for some scenes. Yeah, I feel like if it's like, so to me, that's what I would refer to as like an artistic choice. Because to me, that's like, they did that on purpose to make the scene interesting, rather than like the whole anime is animated poorly. Because they're like, I don't know, I mean, that's like the running like gag at this point, is like here for like the West, that certain things are purposely like released in a poor state so that they can claim a loss. Because it's like, oh, the project wasn't going anywhere anyways, so let's just go ahead and get it out type deal. American public often has an obsessive view that animated equals kid stuff. And to be fair, there's a reason why. I think it's like for years, the only animated stuff was Disney and like Looney Tunes. So when you start like looking at that, a lot of shows that were animated as well were animated for kids. And there was not adult animated content until you really got like post 2000. So it's like, I can see why the West has that mentality. I disagree with it, but I can see why. Ghibli got burned badly by Warriors of the Wind dub for Nausicaa. So you're saying Nausicaa would be one that I would need to watch in English. Sorry, in Japanese. My bad. Turned it around in my head. The 30s to 70s Looney Tunes are so fucked up. I mean, they're great. Like, it's so funny to me too, because I feel like as a kid, if you watch some of that stuff, like, yes, there's some controversial things in it. You don't realize that as a kid, and like, you don't even think about it really. It's not something where you're like, oh, like this is gonna make me like hateful or something like that. It just is what it is. The guy who voiced Rick Hunter in Robotech in the 1980s is currently voicing Koo in the English dub FGO stuff. Yeah, I've seen him. I always like when a VA is like super appreciative to have the role, and like they like the fact that they got to have that, and they feel honored, and like they're super enthusiastic. Because there are some like actors and VAs that are like entitled pricks, and they just don't give a rat's ass. Like, I think I saw the headline the other day that was like, somebody asked Christian Bale, what of all of your movies, like which of all your movies would be the one that you would show to your kids? And he just immediately was like, Howl's Moving Castle. So it's like, That's great. You can tell that means he actually liked the role that he would say that. Which is funny because I feel like Christian Bale was also rumored to be quite the jerk on set behind the scenes. Chat, this is my 90++ comp. Surprise. Yeah, do you read light novels? I have definitely read some, but not like with any sort of frequency or consistency. Especially not now since I've been a streamer. Yoink. English or Japanese doesn't matter. So long as you're watching the Disney release of Nausicaa. Oh, okay, so they actually like redid it then. That's interesting. New Liz is bonkers, Imo? Yeah, we're gonna talk about her in a minute here. Just a second, chat. Yeah. Deontay, thank you for the resub. Appreciate it. How you doing today? Butchering and then rebuilding the source material was part and parcel for how companies brought anime from Japan to the US. Yeah, and I mean, like, again, that was apparently the issue, like, that Disney had done for other things in the past. That's why Miyazaki was so, like, no, not changing it. And that's smart, honestly. I think that's, like, the basis of a lot of things nowadays, where authors are more and more trying to be like, no, you're not going to change my work. Gonna card him. My comp for the 90++ is Tamamo Lancer, Summer Mew, and Double Koyan. Fair. This is yet another note that I am just brutally murdering with a single damage dealer comp. Which is why it's funny that every time this subject matter comes up, I get somebody that's like in chat arguing with me saying like, no, like multiple damage dealer setups are like the way, and everybody does them, and I'm like, oh, they don't. I'm not going to say people don't use them, but it's like people try to act like this is not still a thing, and it absolutely is. And I do not need even nearly as robust of a Lartori to pull this off. Is Liz the strongest Lancer now? No. She does have a nice kit, though. at very high investment, single damage dealer is faster. It's I don't even think it has to be very high investment. I like quite literally, right? Like I think I could get away with this with like an NP2 level 90 and it would work still. But I do think that there is some level of like, if you don't have the right units, it doesn't really matter either way. I think that's kind of the issue with 90++, is certain units are way more able to handle it compared to others. Like, in a weird way, and this is something I've talked about too, you actually, to make a multiple damage dealer setup work, you actually need more investment than that. Because you can amplify a single unit much more than you can amplify, like, 2 units separately, right? So when it comes to, like, whatever the major health enemy is, usually what ends up happening is you either have to have a double NP, where, like, let's say, like, the final enemy, it's like, oh my god, it's like 1,000,000 health, right? At that point, if you're doing multiple damage dealer, you often have to do 4 NPs in a node instead of just 3, because the last NP is going to be a double. Or you basically have to have one of those 2 units is just already, like, cracked, and they are, like, very high NP level, very high invested into, or something like that. There is, again, the idea that, like, maybe you have a niche that you can exploit, or maybe there's a damage C in there. If there's a damage C, my point in this is mostly that any consideration is moot, because with damage Cs, usually a lot of the time, like, an NP1 works. So then it doesn't really matter what you do in that scenario. So it really comes down to, like, how are you trying to do efficiency? Do you care about drop efficiency? Do you care about time efficiency? That sort of thing. And it varies by player to player, and it just kind of boils down to what your goals are. But it's why, like, I've had people that have come in and they've tried to say, like, this is the way. There is no other way. And one of the reasons that I'll fight people on that is because that is a very narrow mindset. And one of the big things I've always tried to do on this channel is to make you guys think more and understand that there are multiple ways to do things. Single damage dealer, very good. Multiple damage dealer, very good. Just depends on what your goals are and what you're trying to do and what your account's capable of. So it's like you'll see some people do it one way, some people do it another. It really just depends. What's the Mecha LECC do? I actually don't know. I haven't checked the command codes for this event, which is something I probably need to do. I remember we discussed one of them. This song. You need to actually have specific units for the puzzle, and not all the people do. Well, one of the ways that people do multiple damage dealer setups and that works, so I just talked about how you actually need more investment. There is a big asterisk around that more investment, chat. Because one of the ways a lot of people will get away with multiple damage dealer setups, they're going to use one of these. So they're going to have an NP5, like, maxed out, like, 4-star unit. And that can go a long way. That can help out. Doubly so if that unit is like, oh, it happens to be my favorite unit and I've grailed it. Like, again, like you see, my Lartoria is certainly grailed, right? So that is one of the ways that people will get around it a lot of the times. Or again, like I said, they have a very wide account and they have, like, the perfect person to exploit the niche, right? So it's like, oh, if you had somebody that's like anti-man or anti-Knights of the Round, oh wow, that would work really well here. Cough, cough, Morgan, right? Like, so it's interesting to denote things like that, like, yeah, sometimes when you just have the right unit, it all works out anyways. Another interesting aspect here is that currently I'm using the 5th append for this composition. you would not need the fifth append for this composition to work. That is to say, it's allowing me to double up my mana loading, and I'm popping it in turn 1, which I don't even need to do. I just like to see big number. So it's like, oh, if I didn't have that, I just wouldn't pop mana loading in turn 1, and I'd sit on it for turn 3. My favorite hashtag whenever I mention Melisson on social media is hashtag Melisson's broken. Perhaps Transpace. I found BB card lock here absolutely just washes this, for example. Card lock triple buster deck will do that. Yep. There's a lot of ways to like get around things. That's why I keep saying it's like when people start to tell me this stuff, I go like, oh my god, like it's there are so many powerful systems in this game now. There's so many ways to do things that thinking with a narrow mindset's probably the worst thing you can do. And to be fair, chat, guilty. Not in the sense that I actually do think with an narrow mindset, but sometimes I'll get like frustrated and I'll be like I'll just kind of like lose track and think like, like what can I do? There's nothing I can do because I'm like forgetting about shit. Whereas like if I actually stop, sit down, look at the node, think about it, I'm like, aha, there we go. That's what I can do to make this work. It also comes down to like the more you know your account, the better off you'll be. I think it's one of the big things about why I've tried to educate you guys on like the individual like capabilities of different units is because that is one of the keys to player intelligence and success in this game is the more units you understand and know, the more likely you are to be successful. Because it's just going to allow you to easily form comps. Like we talked about this, but I think a major issue that a lot of players struggle with is party composition. They struggle to build a solution to a fight or a node. Why? I'll be honest with you, because most people I think are kind of like very casual. They're mentally checked out. They just want someone to hand feed them the solution, and they don't know how to come up with it themselves. So it's a little bit of a daunting thing for them. And, you know, I'm not going to like sit there and say like that makes the person a bad person or anything like that. Like, oh, you're a bad player at the game. You don't know all 400 units. Chat, I've been playing the game for years, and there's still times that I forget what a unit does. It's like, it's perfectly fine and acceptable when you have this level of units in a roster. So at that point, to me, I get why it's a thing, but it's also why I try to like do as best of a job as I can as like educating you guys and sitting there and like, you know, again, I know my videos are not super popular with the unit analysis, but that's why I try to go in depth, try to give people the ins and outs, things to maybe consider so that like they understand the unit from a holistic standpoint, not just a simplistic standpoint. And that way they go like, oh, okay, maybe I could use the unit this way. Maybe I could use the unit in this scenario. And it usually will help. I unironically find Melisson is better in her single target form than her AoE form. I disagree with that, but I can see maybe how you would think that way. But I also think something like that may be predicated on the options your account has, as well as like the style of content you like to do. Yeah. Okay, I see how it is, Kimba. For me, I tend to pay attention to units I own, but for ones I'm not interested in, I don't pay attention to their kits. And I think that's fair. I think it's a lot easier to know the units that you have as opposed to units that you don't have, right? And I think there's just a natural blind side for a lot of people when if you don't use a unit very often, it's very easy to like forget certain nuances to them. Like even for me, if there's a unit I don't use too much, I'm like, okay, let me think about this here for a split second because I'm like staring their skills in the face. And I was like, how did this work? I have to like read the description real fast. I'm like, oh, right, that's how it is. Do you have Jack Demolay on either server? I don't remember if you rolled for her at all. I believe I have her on GP. Maybe wrong. Maybe the reverse. I have no idea what this is from, but it's hilarious. A veterinarian because you love children. Oh, God. Building comps for CQs is a challenge as well. I think building comps for CQs, it really depends. Like, if you're just looking for something to get you through the fight, it's usually not that difficult. As opposed to, like, if you're trying to, like, min-max it or min-turn the thing, then that's definitely more of a challenge. But I also think very quickly, depending on what a fight is, and this is usually how I approach a chat. So, like, let's say you are fighting a caster, okay? What should you take? Well, riders are good. Berserkers are good, and I actually don't even think I'm pointing at the right thing here. Yeah, there you go. So let's say it was casters, right? Riders would be a good choice. Berserkers would be a good choice. Alter egos would be a good choice. And then technically neutrals might also work. So what's not going to be a good choice? Well, assassins. It really, like, it just kind of depends, right? So depending on the units you have, there may be some that are like way more suited to it. Like you might be able to take like a saber against a caster and it would still be fine if you had a niche to exploit or the unit was just very good at handling challenge content. Just use Tiamat. This is exactly what I'm talking about. The idea that like people just want an easy solution to something and they just kind of want to be spoon-fed stuff. Yeah. It's that mentality, right? Like just use blank. Just always use it. Just use it. It'll work. And to a degree, yeah. I mean, we definitely have points where units are strong enough that is a very valid solution, but it's also why I've kind of like tried to discourage that mentality, at least in the community. Of like, hey, maybe use some other units. Don't just get stuck using the one unit. Because then if something ever does happen and you can't use the unit, you're like, oh shit, right? Like, for instance, let's say you're like, just use Tiamat. And then you end up having to fight a fight where you would love to take Tiamat, but like it's extremely anti-buster. And then you're like, oh, this is so bullshit. This is unfair. Like, that's what ends up happening to people over the years. Oh, the whole just use Mellow PTSD? I mean, even before that, it was just use Spishtar, just use, like it's been a thing multiple times over the years. That's why I said just use blank is a very common meme. Just use Castoria is a meme, but it is also a very valid meme in the sense that she is one of the game's better challenge, like, units. unironically just use Paladin Mash? I mean, you can. I will admit that I default to Immortal Comp as a first attempt at most CQs. And I would say there's nothing wrong with that, but that just probably tells me that, like, you either want to go in blind, or, and what's probably the more likely answer is that you don't care much for the CQs and you would rather just get it done with. So you just go with what you think would work best in the majority of situations first. Because I know people that like get deeply upset whenever anyone uses the Immortal Comp. Lasagna makes the power creep units like Tiamat just too damn good, though, so I can't blame people for doing that. Well, that's why I've said before. It's like, I don't mind that the fact that the game has power creep, but power creep always causes issues. And there is a essence where you can say, look, like, what if we power crept by 1%? What if we power crept by like 5%? What if we power crept by like 10%? What if we power crept by 15%? And what if we power crept by 20%? Okay. Like, as you move along this axis, 1% is probably perceived as like nothing. Like, people probably look at that and they just go, I already have the unit. I'm fine. Like I or not this unit, but like I already have another unit, right? If you look at the realm of like 5%, that may be the same depending on which person you talk to. But the more and more and more that you go up, the more people are going to feel like, ooh, this unit is 10% better than the other unit. They are good. Ooh, 15% better than the other unit. I gotta have them. So it's like, I think that's why they power creep as much as they do. My argument would probably be that this is still the sweet spot for keeping the game in balance, but they have done shit like this, where it's like, oh, the new unit is just actually like 20% better than anything that existed before it. And then they have a hard time balancing, right? So it's like, to me, this is the sweet spot. They would be much better off going down this path. But I think they're worried that people will find it underwhelming and not roll. And to be fair, they have the data that we don't have. So they might know more in that regard. What if we just made one unit the whole class, aka Melisson? Well, yeah, I mean, I think that was the issue that they ran into, right? It's like when you make a unit functionally capable of handling all the needs of a class, like, let's be honest here, chat. One of the stupidest things, and I don't really talk about this very much, one of the stupidest things that they probably did for Melisson was give her Invuln Pierce. Because at least if they didn't give her that, like, you would have had maybe other reasons to use other Lancers. Invuln Pierce is one of the like stronger things you can have in your kit. Because, yeah, it's not buff strip, but it's also not going to get stopped pretty much. So it's like, yeah, I don't have to buff strip you if I can just go right through everything and carve you up. So I'm really surprised when you start like looking at like everything that some of these units have. Like again, we were talking about like Muramasa with his buff, and I was saying like, I don't think you should buff Muramasa. It's going to cause a major balance issue. Sure enough, they buffed him, and I'm like, it's a major balance issue for the AoE Sabers now. I don't know how to really process it otherwise. It's like you've given a unit that functionally has everything in their kit, also pretty insane damage, and the ability to like Black Grail loop. Why do you take another option then? Oh shit, right? Like, so I look at some of that and go like, man, I don't think they think about that too much, and they really easily could. Pay attention to the World Series. Good luck. Thank you for the lurk. AoE ones, yeah, I feel like they could do a little bit better, like niche diversity amongst the Sabers. I would agree with that. Single core, double Tiamat Muramasa. You mean Tiamat Archer? Because I was gonna say, it's like if you mean actual Tiamat, I'm like, that's not a. Okay, I think I got you. Yeah, I believe it. And you know, people would be like, "Oh, that's like Tiamat's power." I'm like, no, I don't think that'd be possible really without the buff to Muramasa. Muramasa is just legitimately really redonkulously strong. Why does App Media rank Muramasa lower than Takaru Kondo? I think they're all comparable, no. I'm just gonna say this again. For everyone in the back, tier lists are bad. And App Media has been around a long time. I would argue they have the best tier list of the tier lists that I know of. And there are still multiple glaring issues and bad things with their tier list. It is what it is. You have a game with, like, again, 400 plus units in it. Good luck ranking them all. And probably the only way to actually more accurately rank them all would be to, like, divvy them up into smaller and smaller groups. So it's like, oh, not just Sabers, but like now it's like AoE Sabers only that you're comparing type deal. And even then, it's still weird. Tier list would matter if you could roll any unit at all times. No, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily that's the issue, because we have had like just a plethora of availability in terms of banners. I would just say, like, one of the reasons that it doesn't matter is because it's really just highly dependent on the fight that you're fighting. It's highly dependent on buff status and situations. It's highly dependent on you having the capability to support the units and even having the units, right? So, like, having the units is where, like, the banner argument comes in, but it's just, like, one piece of that puzzle. I mean, I was gonna say Charlemagne's a thing, but Charlemagne and Okitan Saber are very similar with how they work, so it's not like crazy. Chad, how many points do I need for this event? I haven't even looked. Okay. Fuck, 3 million? Really? Yeah, there's also Over the Same Sky. Hmm. Like, it feels weird considering I'm running 4 of the CE right now to think that I might need to start taking somebody on support. Uh, 90 plus plus gives the most net for everything. But like if you're looking for the most of a specific material, it might be better to go to a specific node. So, like for instance, I just don't have very much in the way of drops, period. And there's still a lot of time left in the event, but I'm going like, man, that's gonna I might have to like actually sit down and farm some of this. Good God. When's the next NA Lotto? Yeah, it's basically Christmas. It's Nemo Moss. I take the general point re-tier list for players with less general knowledge of the game. Yeah, I think where tier lists are at their best is like early on to give players a rough idea when you're brand new to the game. And I would still argue that even then, there's so many like bad ideas that happen from that. Because like you can see someone will be like, oh, they're just a B rank on the tier list. It's like, yeah, they might actually be like one of the best things that you can pick up. It's something that I've noticed over the years that a lot of like the like new player stuff that has been out there for FGO has been what I would consider to be wrong, or like very poor advice. Ironically enough, a lot of the like advice surrounding that I think kind of got saved by later quality of life that added to the game. Like an example I would give you guys is I have long held that the idea of like getting and starting with Herc for your account was actually a really stupid idea early on. And the reason why? Because people are like judging that based off of a 10-10-10 Bond 10 Herc that like a new player back in the day was not going to get with any amount of like agency and like alacrity. They were going to take a long time to get something like that. So to me, I look at it as like nowadays we have teapots, we have pure prisms, stuff like that. So it makes getting an individual unit online a lot better and easier. And you still don't actually need it. But yeah, like that was the problem. It's like if you try to take like a level 30 or 40 Herc into something, he just gets like one shot and then you just go like, oh, this was useless. And so it was something I realized early on is that people were advising everybody. It's like, take Herc, he's really good. And it's like, yeah, take Herc, he's really good like 6 months from now when you actually have the capability to like do something about that. As opposed to like, hey, there might be somebody better that you can take out of the get-go that's just way less investment and way better. So that was one of the points where I realized, like, oh yeah, people are not really thinking that one out. Whereas again, like nowadays, in a weird way, we've almost come full circle where it's like, oh, not that you have to do that, but that advice, you can actually do it due to the quality of life and the changes that they've made in the game. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is something that I actually like. I've seen people talk about it, but it doesn't seem to be a very like big or like relevant thing to a lot of people. Allow me, chat. Let's talk about this. Sorry, hold on, chat. I'm having to like close some tabs. I got way too much shit open. Okay. Chat. Until like December something, I don't remember. Let me double check here. Until December 20th. Make me happy. So, what this is, everybody in your party, whenever you are doing story, gets 50% starting charge now. What does that mean? It's plus 50. This is 50% in addition to anything you are running. So, like, in a weird way, K-Scope's kind of not necessary right now because you could just easily slap a 50% C on somebody and they will be at 100% charge. Similarly, as long as, like, the unit actually has, like, some capacity to, like, 3-turn, like, let's say it's, like, a 30% charging Buster unit, you can slap a Black Grail on them and they will 3-turn now if you have the proper support. So this is really strong. I said this to Avalon. I'm going to say it to you guys. This is the singular biggest nerf that we have ever seen to the like story in the game. I'm dead serious. Like, short of a fight just immediately turning around and draining you, this is the biggest nerf story has ever received. They have just trivialized most of the story for people. Okay? Because this just expands and immediately enhances your capacity as a master to like fire off noble phantasms just very quickly. Okay? It is a temporary thing. Again, it only lasts until the 20th. But yeah, I think a lot of people don't understand. This is one of the biggest changes we have ever seen to story. Like, this is up there with Blue Prisms. I can argue it's better than Blue Prisms because with this change, you probably don't need Blue Prisms. They really want people to beat Ordeal Call for. Yes. And this is a good idea and takeaway from this. If you doubted that the developers are on your side in all of this, chat, the developers want the game to keep going. This is your proof. They wouldn't give you this. They wouldn't try to like help you guys through the story if they were just like, man, we're just all going to get fired in the future. There's not going to be anything. Like, trust me, FGO is going to continue on. The game will continue. I think, again, my only question is to what capacity and how much energy maybe that like somebody on the like Type Moon side of things would have. They chose 50% charge because 100% would be stupid. I mean, 100% would just be like, hey, everybody has their NP, and now it's just like, maybe you're even talking like overcharge levels of things, right? And that would be another thing to consider. It's like you would only use a K-Scope if you wanted somebody to reach overcharge points, but yikes, that feeling that the devs really, really want you to catch up on the story right the fuck now. Yep, they are. They're just making it as easy as possible. That's why. Okay. Ichigo Haiki has the same staying power as Dokkan Battle. It really does. Like, I think both fan bases are just like full of very devoted fans, right? And so because of that, it just sticks around. And that's why you see like so many of these other gachas pop up, like the Imminence and Shadow gacha and the Overlord gacha and stuff like that. It's like they want to find another like breadwinner out there that can just leech off of an IP. Why? One, it makes it easy creationally, and two, they know that anything that is IP based, like anything that has an existing IP, usually has more staying power because the fan base already is predisposed to like it and continue to play it regardless of its faults. It's not like an instant recipe for success. You still have to make a good game, but if you do make a good game, people will stick around. That's a huge help for the LB7 gauntlet, making it much easier to clear that now. Yeah. To the OG record, yeah, EOS because of the new one. No, I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. We've had so many that have come and gone and that have shut down, but that's why you see them all trying to do it, is they know the value of an IP and what it means for a brand, okay? Chat, I played, the original MMO I ever played was called Star Wars Galaxies. Star Wars Galaxies was such a, like, unique and awesome game. And then WoW came out and popularized it, and they saw the success that WoW had. They tried to change Star Wars Galaxies and all of its systems to be like WoW. And that made a shit ton of people quit. Because again, why would you play that if you're playing the inferior knockoff of WoW at that point, right? But there were still a ton of people that stuck around and played, and the reason why was because it was Star Wars. That's the value of an IP. If an IP can convince somebody, despite the actual stupid, like, just self-destructive decisions that a developer could make, if the IP can convince people to ignore that and still keep playing, that is real power. And that's what they desire. That's what they want. They want something that hooks you. And to a degree, I mean, not like FGO hasn't made its stupid decisions. The reason we all stick around and play it is because we like FGO. We like Fate. So, it is what it is. WoW technically doesn't have lightsabers, but it does have swords that look like lightsabers. I had a lot of fun with the bounty hunting system in SWG. SWG was great. Like base SWG before the combat revamp. I've even gone back and played on an emulated server for a bit because I just like that nostalgia had to kick in. It's also really jank. Like, instead of using, you know how like a lot of people in video games use the like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 keys and stuff to like trigger abilities? SWG used the F keys. Which back then I was super used to. Nowadays I'm like, what? How did I ever do that? That is like so bad. There are certain things where you almost have like rose tinted glasses where it's like you go back and you're like, oh, I forgot how bad this was. But it was memorable, Jank. It was. There's still, to me, there's still a lot of things that SWG did that I've either seen replicated in another game, or still to this day, to me, they have done better than any other game. For me, personally, out of every MMO that has ever existed that I have ever played, SWG actually had the best crafting system out of all of them. And that's, like, wild to me that nobody ever picked up on that crafting system with how ingenuitive it was and tried to bring it forward. I think there's been, like, similar things where, like, WoW has kind of tried to, like, take some aspects of it. But even then, like, I've never seen anybody pull it off like SWG did. Did I like The Old Republic? The Old Republic was great for its like narrative storytelling side of things, because again, that's BioWare. Just about every other aspect of the Old Republic was bad, in my opinion. Like, it was either just a very hollow shell of a WoW clone, or it just was like something that BioWare was ill-equipped to deliver on. For instance, like, SWG had like fully rendered like space sim like combat. So like if you actually picked up the like pilot class, you could pilot your ships. You'd be really good at it. You could customize them. You could build them. You could change the parts out for better parts. You could absolutely do a ton with it, and you could still go out and like dogfight people, and it was awesome. As opposed to in the Old Republic, when you went and you got in your like ship to do a ship mission, it was one of those like arcade on rails things where you just had to like constantly like stay on the screen type deal. I'm not going to say that doesn't have its own fun and value, but people were expecting it to be like SWG because that was what was promised. And it was not. And it was way worse because of that. So it's like there were things I liked about the Old Republic, but there was a ton that I did not like. And I played it for like 3 months and I ended up dropping it because it was painfully obvious to me that they were not coming out with content anytime soon. And that even when they would not continue to they would not like continue it at the pace that I wanted them to, and they would not fix some of the things that I wanted them to. And I say this as somebody, chat, part of the reason I quit is because I got world first on one of the raids in that game. Like, I don't think it was the very first raid. I almost was able to get a world first in that, but I think somebody else beat us to the punch because I was slower at leveling. And with the second raid, we got world first, and it was like a no contest type of thing. We literally walked in there in the first couple hours after it launched and just beat it. Easy. Figured out all the fights like that. But that was back when I was raiding with a bunch of like former WoW raiders, and we just like walked right in and just absolutely shat on it. Same thing happened in Lord of the Rings Online. I got a world first in that one as well. The sad part about being world first in any of these games with raiding, or even being in that realm of like people that's trying for it, when you beat it, you have cleared the content so fast that there's just nothing to do for months. And you know that, and you're just like, oh. It's the downside to that mentality on things. The whole career system in SWG encouraged horizontal progression. You really had to socialize with other players. Yeah, it was great. I actually think that's something that's missing from MMOs. Let's be honest, chat. MMO is supposed to be massively multiplayer, online game. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, most MMOs these days are neither massive nor even that multiplayer. They're just online live service bullshit. Like, to me, multiplayer is more than just we have PvP in the game or there's a rating system. Multiplayer is encouraging your community to work together and do stuff. And if you don't do that, I don't see the point of playing an MMO versus just going and like sitting in a COD lobby or something like that. Like, you can go play team deathmatch in other games. Okay, sorry. So anyways, this, right? This Ashes of Creation is trying to do that, but IMO, this game will ultimately fail due to the punishing world PvP focus. Yeah, Black Desert Online tried that at first, and it really hurt it. I mean, again, they can try it. They're more than welcome to, but for me, I saw some of the like alpha content because somebody that I used to know was like really involved in like hyping it up, and I did not think that the game aesthetically looked very good. I get that it's alpha, so I probably shouldn't judge it by that, but everything I've kind of heard about it and seen about it since then, I've still been like kind of underwhelmed by it. And I feel like any sort of game that has very punishing like world PvP, as a streamer, as a content creator, that is just inviting trouble. As much as I would like to play those systems, if I were to go in there, people are just gonna like sit there and just camp your ass and like hunt you down and do stuff just because you're a streamer. So it's like, it's not fun at that point. I'm okay with them having a system like that, but they need to disincentivize repeated killing of the same player type deal. Hackers are ruining a lot of online games at this point. It's kind of funny because again, I've heard that at least like Battlefield is doing a good job of patrolling it. It's like molding all of them, but it's really stupid to me that we kind of have a point where like so many people are cheating that it's just ruining the fun for everybody. Like I'll be honest, chat. This is why like lobbies and player run servers are always an infinitely better solution than like corporately hosted shit. Because in a player run lobby or server, if the admin sees you doing some shit, they will just kick you. Don't need a cheat engine. Don't need anything. You're gone. I just saw your ass teleport from one end of the screen to the next. I watched you fly. I watched you like clip through a wall and like one-shot someone. Yeah, guess what? You're banned. And you can keep going from lobby to lobby trying to do it and have your fun, and you can keep getting banned. And it is what it is. But at least that lobby and that server is relatively safe from it. I actually prefer that style of things because that was the old school style. I will never forget growing up and playing like the Jedi Outcast and Jedi Knight series and stuff like that, and having those player run lobbies. They were so much more community tight knit than like anything we have nowadays, where it's like you actually got to know people, you became friends with them, you literally got to share in your hobbies and interests in this game that you were playing, and oh man, here comes this hacker dude, get him out of here. That easy, that simple. Like actually banning players who deadass spent $70 and extra on cheating gear. The only reason I don't like that sort of mentality is because false positives exist, right? And at least if you're in like a player run lobby and you kick someone and it's a false positive, I don't know, maybe they can appeal it and message you. But either way, it's like, it's no skin off your back. You're not banned from the entire game. As opposed to like, with that stuff, yeah, like you're just hard banned. I'm not trying to like empathize with the cheaters. If they're actually cheating, they deserve it. But I have had like numerous friends that got like false flagged and got like a temp ban or something from a game. And it's like, I worry that leaving all of that shit up to AI and like detection's not a good thing. I feel like that's equally prone to abuse in the opposite direction. Sorry, wrong Liz chat. Is it just the MP? Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't have a note here for this. Sorry, Chad, I'm asking Avalon one thing real fast. Finally, Halloween Field has a use. I mean, it's not like we waited very long, right? Beans, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it, my man. Thank you for the 32. How you doing? And Ice, thank you for the 27. Sorry, I'm just now seeing that. I think you snuck in behind Deontay. Yeah, let me double check that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of here. Is also the consideration that technically this would work at rank 1. Because she's going to go down to 1 HP. Oh, well. Actually, Avalon, have you tested the order of operations on that? Does the burn tick or the heal tick first? Is the heal first? Okay. Because that's like kind of spicy, right? Like, and that's my instinct would be that it would heal first, but Because yeah, you basically get down to 1. You get plus 1,000, minus 1,000. So you're back at 1, and it keeps doing this ad nauseum. So like, wow. She said we could use this to block one of the debuffs. Let's see here. So I suspect you cannot block the HP reduction, but you can block the self-immolation, correct? Nah, both? Really? I would... Is one turn at one time? Yeah, but, I mean, have you actually tested that? Because this should just be a flat reduction. That is to say, it's not a debuff, per se. It is an effect that just happens. Let me test it real quick. Yeah, let me double check as well on the side of this. Because I don't want to tell people wrong here. No, I don't think it'd be blockable. Because like this is a chance to apply a timer debuff. That's blockable. This is just you directly lose health, I think. Yeah, and that's what I'm agreeing with Rask. Admittedly, I haven't had the time to test this myself, but that's my understanding based off of reading this. The clock can be cleansed, apparently. Yeah, that'd be another way of doing it. If you had a cleanse command code or somebody that had cleanse in their kit, that would be an easy way. Like, for instance, not that you would, but like, let's say you were like running her alongside Castoria, and Castoria pops the NP. Boom, gone. Dent, it blocks it all. Really? Interesting. Well, no. And maybe we were missing each other here, but I was saying it would not be able to block the reduction to her health. It blocks the immolation, right? The per turn drain. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Is like I can't imagine it actually blocks that. Okay. I'm glad we're on the same page now, because yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like basically this is blockable. This is not blockable because it's just an effect that happens. It's kind of the same way as like, oh, is it like when you add an alignment to somebody? It's a very similar thing. Or also, I guess a much more common one would be like when you drain an enemy. You cannot block a drain effect technically, unless it's like one of the like enemy ones that they put on you that can be cleansed. But like nothing an enemy can do can stop you from actually draining them unless they have like some sort of very unique thing for the fight, which is also nice. It's not a debuff, but the servant is being set to an HP threshold. Right. Yeah. And that's how I was reading it on both ends. So I was like, okay, yeah, there's no way that that's actually going to happen. Oh, wait, no, sorry, that's Habitat. I was going to say, I don't like that wording, but... Is this Venus? Yeah. Yeah. Back to recording some clips, thank you. Okay. Let me just make sure. Ugh. That should be good. Yeah, I won't bother. Ugh. This is a fever dream of a song. Yep. It's only weird when they do like the Miku like woo! You can tell it's like AI. Miku is always an AI. Oh yeah, I know. It's just like it becomes really apparent when you hear like the auto tune come in. Okay. Hey guys, my name's Kadroth, and today we're going to be talking to you about Elizabeth of the End. Possibly our last Liz face added to the game? Eliza here is going to be our welfare for the current Halloween event on JP, and she has come to us a little bit late in the event, as we kind of knew about her from before this point, as she was revealed during the live stream, but realistically speaking, we hadn't gotten a hand on her or her kit here until the end. And it has been a very interesting kit. I think this is going to be a unit that a lot of you guys are going to want to make sure you get your hands on, make sure you max out, simply for the kit, if nothing else. And what I mean by that, we'll talk about here in a second. But talking about Liz as a welfare is very interesting in the fact that she is an offensive Avenger here, but she has a very supportive kit. So let's go ahead, let's jump in, and I'll explain to you guys why I think she's a unit that everybody should be paying attention to. So to start off with, looking at her, again, she is an AoE Buster Avenger. But on top of that, we can take a look at her raw stats. she is going to have about 9.8k attack. This is actually pretty good for a 4-star. But remember, Avengers are usually on the high end of attack scaling. So I'm actually maybe a little bit surprised that she's not one of our like 10k units that are out there. We do have a couple of 4-stars that are in the 10k range. It's always rare to see them. But again, she's not going to be one of them. But she is pretty darn close. So again, her attack power is going to be pretty solid even when she doesn't have her buffs online. Her HP is only going to be 11k. That might be a concern, but not really, given the way that her kit works. I'm going to say they could have set this significantly lower and it still wouldn't have been a big issue due to how it actually all unfolds. She is star attribute. She has 30 star absorption and 5.9% star generation. So again, due to her being an Avenger, don't expect a whole lot in the way of stars unless you just kind of flood the party with it. Her NP charge attack rate here is 0.56. This is maybe a little bit concerning considering she is a triple buster unit. Usually when we see triple buster units, we actually see them have a much higher NP charge rate. So this is maybe a concern that if you get outside of the realm of her skills, that she's not going to be the best unit for actually getting back to full with due to the nature of her deck. She's got a 5% NP charge defense, which is definitely nice. She's got 5% death rate, which is actually somewhat low. And she has a chaotic and evil alignment, so she'll definitely have synergy with anybody that also handles buffs for that. She's female gendered, and looking at her traits here, she's got the animal characteristic servant, demonic beast servant, dragon, Elizabeth, humanoid, non-humanoid servant, obstacle maker, servant, and weak to intimate Elish traits. Again, the deck is triple buster, single arts, single quick, and we do at least have a 4-hit arts card, so that will help out some on the NP gain rate. But again, you only have the 1 card, so it's not a big deal there. The quick card, though, is 6 hits, which is very solid there, so that will help out a little bit on the kind of deficient star generation side of things. But again, I don't think you're really going to care too much about that, given what all she has later on. Taking a look at her skills here, we actually start out with her own self-charge skill. So again, she's an AoE Buster Avenger, and she's going to have a 30% charge skill. You're going to want to lower the skill for that reason alone. It is on a 6-turn cooldown. This is going to be how you're going to be able to 3-turn with Elizabeth here when you're starting out from a 50% standpoint. You might be thinking, if you already know the kit a little bit, like, what do you mean 3-turn? We'll get into that here in a minute. So she can also charge the party's gauge every turn for 3 turns by up to 10% each. So this would also impact Eliza, but again, with charge per turn being as wonky as it is, not really a whole lot of like capability there necessarily for her, unless you get into a challenge scenario where you're maybe going beyond the conventional 3-turn limit. But still, having the ability to at least give the rest of the party some charge definitely helps. You also grant the party critical star regeneration buff for 3 turns, which is just going to be, again, 10 stars per turn on each unit there. Definitely a strong effect. So this is where a lot of people are beginning to come in and say, like, hey, maybe this is like a pseudo Merlin type of unit. Because again, this is a welfare. This is somebody that everybody can get as long as they had access to and completed the event. So it makes her a very, very strong option and very solid. Taking a look at the second skill here, she increases the party's attack for 3 turns. It's a base of 20%, very similar again to Merlin. And she's also going to increase the party's critical damage for 3 turns by 20%. However, if you are on the Halloween battlefield, you will gain an additional 30% crit damage for 3 turns to the entire party. So this could be, it's a 20% crit up for most of the time. But if you're pairing her alongside Caster Liz with her NP, that basically can give you the Halloween battlefield buff, this is really nice. Because this is going to allow, if the Halloween battlefield's on, her to now be a 50% crit damage up for the party right here on this skill. On top of that, she will just flat out gain critical stars whenever she uses the skill up to 30. So she has a star bomb baked into her kit. Again, this skill also on a 6-turn cooldown should you wish to 3-turn with her. Taking a look at her third skill, this is where things get interesting and honestly complex. Kind of been par for the course at this point for some of our Lizzes, but it is what it is. So from here, you can increase one ally's Buster performance for 3 turns by up to 50%. So she has just a nice 50% 3-turn Buster steroid. It will further increase their critical damage for 3 turns by 50%. So kind of base, like 20% for the whole party, 70% for one unit, and then again, potentially even more if you had the Halloween Battlefield in play. Also increasing their critical star absorption for 3 turns by up to 5,000%, which is excellent. This would be enough of a percentile that it would work even on herself and any other low star absorption class or unit out there. So again, 5,000%, excellent. But from here, we get some demerits. So it has a 500% chance to reduce herself to 1 HP when you use this skill. Definitely not ideal. Or is it? You see, from here, she will also grant herself self-immolation as a debuff for 3 turns. It's a clock timer ability that basically every single turn at the end of the turn will deal 1,000 damage to her. So keep in mind, this is something where you go like, oh, you know, maybe with debuffs, maybe I can't die to this. No, this is actually going to kill off Liz if this is available. So using this 3rd skill gives somebody a lot of buffs, reduces Liz down to 1 HP, and then puts a debuff on her that can get her killed. You need to be careful with how you use this. You need to plan accordingly. The thing is, this is also really interesting because you can use this as a means to kill herself off and rotate the party. So she is a Merlin that can actually like forcibly plug suit herself out without having to use plug suit, which opens up a ton of options. That's really, really solid as a buffing unit. But then also, you can prevent her potentially from killing herself here, depending on how you want to act. So again, if we look at this, she gets basically she gets set down to 1 HP and she's going to put 1,000 damage on herself every turn. One of the ways we can deal with this is simply to heal her. If you were using the actual like Neo plug suit with her, remember it doesn't have Gander on it, instead has a heal. That heal, at least at like rank 6 or higher, would be enough to get you at least to the 3rd turn to fire off her NP a 3rd time. So there is some benefit to this. And again, you could definitely go higher. You could have it at rank 10 or something like that, and then she wouldn't even die at the end of 3 turns, assuming nobody gets to hit her. That's the other consideration, is if you actually leave something alive and it hits Liz, she might just die, so be very, very careful. Another consideration that will work really well is Habitrot. Habitrot obviously can grant her guts and potentially give her the region buff to offset the actual damage being done to Liz of the End here. So the order of operations will go that your turn will end, you will get 1,000 healing or more, depending on what you have the skill level to, and then after that, you will take a 1,000 damage tick. So the healing will occur from Habitrot's 3rd skill beforehand. This would also allow Habitrot to sacrifice herself and remove herself from the equation if you wanted to. So again, really nice effect here for potentially being able to forestall and keep, you know, Halloween Liz alive, probably doing all of this on turn 1. But there's also another side to Habitrot that's really interesting, and that's that her 1st skill is, again, a targetable heal of up to 2,000, but it also grants debuff immunity. And what the debuff immunity can do is it actually can stop the entire immolation debuff from occurring. And I actually have a picture here to kind of show you guys this, but you guys can see, if you put the debuff immunity on, Liz having her 3rd skill depressed has no immolation debuff, but it will not block the reduction to her health. That is not considered a debuff per se. It is just an effect that happens. Her health is just getting set to that amount, regardless of whatever you have. So again, another interesting thing here, and maybe something to consider if you really like Liz and are considering like grailing this Liz or something like that. The way this kit works, it's maybe not the best gameplay consideration to do something like that, because it will just automatically set you to 1 no matter what you were at. But it is another interesting aspect to this that you can potentially just stop the immolation buff if you're worried about it, depending on who you use. So cleansing can also work potentially if you have some sort of command code that can get rid of it, or another unit in their kit where they're a noble phantasm that can do it. So that is definitely something to consider for a way that you can prevent this sort of effect from going on. Now, again, this does afford Liz a lot of options. She can either work as your devoted damage dealer or be a just sort of buffing unit in the party that auto rotates. So that's really, really strong. That's why I say, like, this is a unit a lot of you guys are going to want to pay attention to, because this has a whole lot of value for anyone's Chaldea, regardless of what other units you may already have. You may already have, you know, Koyan Sky of Dark or Merlin or somebody like that that kind of does a lot of the similar stuff to her, but they don't kill themselves at the end of it unless you do some extra special stuff to make that happen. Liz is going to do it pretty much automatically from her kit, and that's definitely something that can be very valuable. Taking a look at her passive skills here, she gets Oblivion Correction EX for additional crit damage of 12% added, Self-Replenishment Magic A for 3.8% NP gauge per turn, and that's pretty much it. For a pen skills, for her, personally, I would tell you guys to go with the mana loading skill. This one's going to be pretty strong, especially if you're trying to actually make her 3-turn, because, again, 20% starting charge combined with Liz's own self 30%, that right there is going to get the ball rolling from a 50% standpoint. So, to me, mana loading is the clear winner in that regard, but there's definitely maybe some usages for skill reloading, or maybe even extra attack finesse, or the special attack finesse for her to have a little bit more capability. To me, the anti-Lancer attack damage aptitude, probably one of the worst things you can go after, but it is what it is. As we get to her Noble Phantasm, you guys can see it is AoE Buster, as I mentioned before. It's 6 hits, it deals damage to all enemies, and it removes their offensive buffs, which is definitely another strong effect, because it means you're not going to have to worry about somebody like Invuln piercing or anything like that on you if you have this in play. It's also going to inflict Curse and Burn to the target for 3 turns after the damage goes out. That's a little bit more on the unfortunate side, but it does mean if you followed up with subsequent NP, anything that allows her to sort of exploit additional power modifiers against targets that have Curse or Burn can be in play there. So definitely something to pay attention to when we start talking craft essences there, though again, honestly, I'm going to say anything that's a good 50% C is going to be really solid with Liz in this regard. Her Overcharge effect increases her own Buster performance for 3 turns, activating first. It's only a base of 10%, but again, it does scale up. I'm just going to say at the end of the day, the fact that it's a 3-turn stacking buff does lend itself to making Liz 3-turn, even though this kit doesn't seem to want her to. And we've given you guys the means by which you can circumvent the annoying debuff on the 3rd skill if you so choose. So again, I do think this is a really, really interesting unit that they've designed here. Probably the one thing that she's missing that Merlin has is a lot of Merlin's effects come off the back end of his MP. A lot of hers are tied to her skills, but also she doesn't really have the party-wide protection aspect that Merlin has. So she's still not going to be Merlin or a Merlin replacement, but if you're just looking for somebody to buff the party and remove themselves, she's going to be excellent at that. Let's go ahead and let's talk about those 3-turn scenarios and how I feel like you guys should go about doing them. So on screen, you guys can see we have 2 potential scenarios. One is going to be using a singular Koyanskaya and double Oberon with the plug suit Mystic Code that has the heal. And you can see we actually do work in the heal here for after you've depressed Liz of the End's 3rd skill, because that's the timing there is going to matter so that you don't get her killed. Otherwise, charge should easily work out here, as again, you end up having just enough when you consider the fact that she does get the 10% refund with that 1st skill being popped. So with that, you now actually have enough charge to make something like this work via brute force. In the 2nd scenario, we're going to be instead utilizing a Habitrot here. And in similar deal, you're going to want to pop Liz's 3rd skill and then use Habitrot's 3rd skill. But it really doesn't matter in that case. But you can, remember, get away with the 1st skill being used as well. And this is all predicated on the idea that you would maybe not want Liz to off herself definitely is an option for you though. And this would be utilizing double Koyanskaya and Oberon with still the, plug suit because it's strong. But again, definitely a nice aspect there. Taking a look at Liz's self-buff damage numbers only. This does not include external buffs from other supports. This does not include anything like craft essences or mystic codes. Just neutral damage, Liz under her own power with her skills maxed. And as you guys can see, numbers here, kind of pedestrian, nothing really too much to write home about. She doesn't have a niche. She doesn't have a whole lot of firepower and high octane in her damage output, but it's not bad either. It's just kind of expected. And remember, with her being a welfare, you're going to get that 5th copy there regardless. So it is what it is. I'm going to say you're going to be looking at, again, that 40k range minimum most of the time. Taking a look at the actual damage compositions here, you guys can see this is still neutral damage, but this now does include things like supports and mystic codes and craft essences. So here we've got a level 100 cranking on her, double Koyanskaya and Oberon, but we're going to start out with Habitrot in the front end, kind of give her that regen buff and remove herself, and basically then do the Koyanskaya buffs as needed. You guys can see there, wave 1, we're looking at about 73k, wave 2, 93k, and wave 3, we get that huge Oberon spike there, all the way up to 347k. So the first 2 waves, maybe a little bit concerning, but nothing too bad. Also, if you include Koyanskaya's man attributes here into the mix and the niche that she can provide, these numbers do get a whole lot better. But if we start looking at things from the perspective of the double Oberon with a single Koyanskaya of light for cranking, a little bit, numbers are reduced, but we actually get higher damage in wave 2 due to the uniqueness of the situation. So again, both of these are pretty viable. It really just depends with what you have and what you want to run, but it does mean that she actually does have options if you do want a 3-turn with her. How would she compare against some of her other units that, would be competition to her? Ranmaru is another welfare AoE Avenger as an Arts Looper, and Ranmaru definitely can struggle a little bit on the refund side of things and having enough to cleanly loop. You guys can see double Castoria Oberon, level 100 Black Grail, still possible for her. And honestly, the damage numbers are pretty comparable. The standout here would be that wave 1 and wave 2 are a little bit more shored up and better off. Taking a look at Gorgon here would be another option. She is a 4-star, though admittedly story-locked option for people. She's gotten better due to her buff. She can now actually 3-turn from a 50% starting charge standpoint, thanks to those buffs. And you guys can see, definitely not going to be that competitive at NP1 unless you've got like the stun and stuff in play. But we do have the capacity to kind of combine all of that for even more firepower. And then the second you get up to like NP2 and NP3, you're looking way more competitive with somebody like Liz at the end. So it really just depends what you're trying to do in that regard. Nobu Venger was another one that I asked Avalon here for because I felt like to some degree with a welfare, it's good to have a 5-star to compare against, since again, you get NP5 of the welfares, comparing against some of the 4-stars may not be as fair. So taking a look at Nobu Venger here, her best composition is going to be with cranking, double Koyanskaya, and Oberon. And you guys can see she has a lot of niches. She has Divine, Sky, and technically from Koyan, Man, if she really had to. So you can't combine both Sky and Man because nothing will be both. But you can say Divine and Sky or Divine and Man there. You guys can see just at NP1 even, without niches, you actually have a better play there for Liz. But the second you start getting into any of the niches, immediately Nobu Venger is just better. And that is definitely something to pay attention to, that the second you get NP2, even raw numbers, she's going to be better. So it is another interesting aspect to this, is that kind of the age-old truism of NP1 of a 5-star can be outclassed by welfare, but NP2 just immediately kind of wins in a lot of cases. We still see that even to this day. Another comparison here would be Space Ishtar. Kind of been a long time coming from her. And keep in mind, we do have potential failure in some of this stuff, so that's why we have NP1 raw and then NP1 with the Buster Up being procced here. It's a double Koyanskaya Oberon and a cranking Mystic Code here for kind of the best results. And you can see, honestly, she's pretty competitive still, but definitely a little bit of an edge there at NP1 to someone like Liz. If we start looking at NP2, the numbers start looking a lot more even, possibly even in her favor if you have the Buster up. Taking a look, we do have also Space Ishtar here at an arts form of it. This one's a little bit more synergistic for her, a little bit easier to use. And you guys can see pretty much a lot more competitive there with the arts up at NP1. But the second you go to NP2, she kind of is just going to win regardless of whether or not she gets the arts up. So to me, I think Liz is another really interesting unit that they've added to the game. I think she's going to be useful for everyone's account due to that ability to sacrifice herself and still get those buffs out. Let me know what you guys think about her. How do you guys feel about the newest welfare to the game? Are the devs kind of off their rocker for adding a pseudo Merlin to the welfare roster? Or is this just actually like a genius move of them to get people through the story? I don't know. I'll be curious to hear you guys' thoughts. And I will see you guys for the next one. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one. You get her from FP summons? No. You get her from basically the welfare from the event. Was the current event story locked? That's a good question. Actually, I don't remember. This is one of the funny things, like sometimes I don't pay attention to that stuff because I'm just always up to date on story. Yep, Yuki. So this is everyone. It's a really good unit. I'm gonna give them that. Do you like her Final Ascension art? Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't see any issue with this. Like, I actually think it's kind of cute because she's just like, hug me. It's the typical. Thank you, Twitch, for suggesting that I collab with myself. No need to esports or either because you can get her to rotate at any point. Yeah, I think like a little bit I've always found the esports like side of things to be dumb. I actually kind of don't like it, but I understand why people do it. I think like there's nothing wrong with that per se. I just like I actually would prefer designs like this than, hey, let's make everybody esports. Imagine 2 CADs. I mean, that would be easy. I could just react entirely to one of my prior streams. Just put myself over there. And I could just argue with myself. She needs her Bond C equipped to give the 30% charge? Huh? What do you mean? For herself? Or are you meaning like Kuzipati? Alright, I probably should have talked about this. I heard Doge in the background. Bond C is better, John C. Yep. Horrifying religious organization manual. I'm back. Did I do the server analysis? I did. We just finished. King Eliza is such a cool monster design body horror. I just find it funny because it's like she is a pseudo beast herself. Like, which they've definitely kind of done before. Like, I'll be honest, I think like a Beast Liz, I actually kind of wish they had done that. Like, instead of her being an Avenger, I wish she was like a welfare beast. Whoever decided to fuse the shoulders should be locked away in the basement. I don't think it's that bad, but we'd miss out on a cool summoning animation. No, I see, like, you said we'd miss out on it. I feel like they should just do it anyways. Like, there's just a cutscene and it plays. This is too much of a joke to become an actual beast. And while I'm okay with that, I also just kind of want to see it, right? I feel like that's interesting and good. Peanut butter and honey sandwich, so I'm awake now. Nice. Liz has to become a beast to compete with Umu. I mean, I'm fine with it either way. Do not know why this doesn't update on its own. No, we need Tamamo Beast to compete with Umu. I mean, again, I feel like you could have like a Tamamo Beast, and I don't think that'd be crazy. You think they'll give us Beast Liz as Liz Japan? That'd be cool. I'd be interested to have that. Chat, we're switching gears. Unfortunately, I have to kill you all with death by 1,000 1,000 Unreal Engine shader caches. Liz Japan will likely be next year or something. It wouldn't surprise me. I still think, what was the event prior to this one, chat? Was it Gouda Gouda? Because I was going to say, I still feel like Gouda Gouda is like the bomber chick from that is basically like who our Valentine's unit is. Which seems like an odd Valentine's. But I actually, unironically, think that's the case.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it's a good thing. I think it's good that they set up more for the future. Which, I'm gonna say this again, it does feel like they're finally doing that. Like, now, twice this year, they have set up something for beyond, like, the finale, right? Which, again, they need to do for the game to continue. I talked about it before, but it's like, it's the same problem with, like, Bleach, with the, like, whole, like, Aizen arc finish and everything, and then you had, like, the Fullbringer arc. And the Fullbringer arc just felt so bad because they hadn't developed anything yet really beyond Aizen. So it's like, with FGO, you want them to develop more stuff beyond whatever this part 2 finale is, because if they don't, no one's going to care. And it's just going to feel like they just kind of ham-fisted it. If I think the name is 2 meanings from the event is all I'm saying, and neither is for the actual final Halloween thing. Yeah. That's why every time I've said it, it's like final Halloween, and I just like keep putting it in quotation marks. Because I think we all know, chat. Like, at minimum, we know they're doing an 11th Annie. So it's not like the game's dying here. I think the only concern in my head still is that, like, they just don't do a whole lot in the way of like story, right? And I think they still will. I think Nasu's gonna be like, man, I can't stop. Yeah, I'm hoping we get more Grail fronts, honestly. Okay, let's end that. The chat can actually hear. In Japan, they always put final in the title, stuff that ain't final. Well, it just reminds me of the, like, Gintama meme from, like, back in the day, right? Okay, chat, time to remember how to hunt. Wait, is there a festival going on right now? Literally missed it by that much. Why am I set to offline? Okay. I'm gonna say.
Oh, hello there. General Kenobi.
Hello. Dream Spell or whatever started last week? Okay. Oh.
Yes.
This is Halloween.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because I sent you the like thing detailing that this was a thing, but I didn't realize it's like that was it starting.
I thought it said that it started on the 22nd.
You think I read?
I'm assuming you have to read for your job.
Yeah, that's why I don't read anything else. I get tired of reading.
That's fair.
This is gonna be fun.
Okay. Why would I bother to read all of that when I can just ask Bob to tell me it?
Because Bob is not smart.
Smarter than I am.
Offensive Garderino.
There's DLC for this, isn't there?
There's some.
There's the permanent outfit for Alma and the Twink. Not Gemma. And this
Why did you describe him as that?
Am I wrong?
So wait, what's the permanent outfit for Alma? Oh, the witch outfit. Okay.
Like,
Cat
am
of the
I
Dragon
wrong?
Slayer. Yep.
Alright, I'm here if you need me.
Wait, Alma has a quest.
I think it's just her thing.
Have Alma
think
change
you're fine.
outfits? No. You stay in that outfit. The only outfit you're gonna change into is the cami outfit. Oh my god. What is that, Bob? Is that a gun lance?
No, it's regular land.
Oh god. Hate it. Your glamour looks nice. I just hate that weapon design.
It's pierced for her pleasure.
No. No. Okay, so like, what do I need to do? Do I need to talk to these people that have the exclamation points?
That just gives you the option to change their Halloween, their Dreamspell glamours.
Okay, fine. Let them change into it.
I think it's
Almost
literally
isn't
just
bad.
almost isn't bad.
Actually worse.
Alright,
Okay.
I'm here if you need me.
I'm here if you need me.
So sounds like Cad wants to do New Udra.
Apparently. How hard is he?
He's actually he hits really hard, but his health pool is actually not that large.
Are you sure? Because he's beefy.
You'd think he is, but with like okay, depending on your weapon, he may feel beefy, but like
He has
To me-
47k HP.
yeah, I can take off 20k in like 15 minutes, if less, probably less.
Does he do anything new?
He does have a. Yes, he does the wide like frontal slam. That's like a one shot when your meter glows red and stuff like that. He does
Okay.
it twice. It's no longer just one time for that. So he'll do the first one, and then he'll trigger your health bar again, and then he'll do it again, readjusting towards you or whoever he's like currently focused on. He also has a oil spill move where instead of it just being like, okay, he'll drop the oil in front of you, and then you'll be sticky and stuck and you can't move. He'll drop oil first in a small puddle directly in front of him, jump backwards, and then the oil will explode into flames and then stay as a lingering dot on the ground, sort of like Omega's mustard bomb.
Medic meal and break time meal?
The other one. What was the other one, Bob? It was the one where he does like the two tentacle slap forwards. He does that twice as well. He'll do like a 2 tentacle
That's
slap
terrifying.
that cuts you off. Yeah, the
Why are they
Geppetto-
marionettes?
Yeah, the Geppetto Palicos.
Yeah. Nightmare for
Here.
I'm realizing part of the reason this is having a struggle here is because I have OBS open behind it. Okay, there we go. That should help things. Okay,
Exploding
so
fireballs. Yeah, they're exploding fireballs that he'll do. He'll rotate himself like he's twisting himself like a towel, like you'd smack somebody's ass with, right?
well, I
And
mean,
then
I'm
he'll do
ready.
that
I'm
with
just
his
waiting on
tentacle.
Bob to queue us up.
Oh.
Oh, that's supposed to.
I don't know. You usually just jump right in.
No, that's Ash. Usually selects our quests.
Does he?
Lately, I've been, yeah.
So do I need to like do anything for the festival then?
You'll have to farm some tickets, which is basically a triple Hirabami fight, which is pretty simple.
And then there's a tempered
Triple
Gypsaros fight.
The floating snake.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just like why? Like why is it triple?
Actually, I do have the quest posted.
Oh, you do have it posted?
Yeah.
Oh, I just posted one as well. I'll
I
cancel
know.
mine.
Because I have Burning and Cat already in mind.
I just went with whatever was posted first.
I like your Summoner head, Dong.
Thank you. I'm feeling quite horny.
Everybody restock. Oh, heads up, this is a very good time to remind you to have your plugs if you don't already.
For Nudra?
Yep.
Does he roar?
A little bit.
Well, find out the hard way.
Occasionally he'll yell at us and then be like,
Mr. Squidward.
I'll know if it's a thing when you hear me screaming and complaining that I just got knocked out of the sky for the 15th time.
get slapped out of the sky by the 2-prong attack.
I just have to remember exactly how bug stick works again. It feels like I keep taking like a couple of weeks off from the game, and every time I do, I'm like, wait, how did this work again?
Oh, don't worry, I know how that feels.
My order of the guild. I have an update. We've been issued fresh supply items.
Wait, what am I? Okay. Can I grab the chill mantle? I think I grabbed it. Who hit the Ajaricon? Oh my god. I feel like I'm just not running on my mount. What's the mount sprint? I thank you to whoever hit the Ajaricon.
I hold right click? Or right bumper, yeah.
Bumper? Yeah, there you go.
Jaricon's angry.
Yes, I know. He dismounted me.
He coming.
Because one of you hit him.
Oh Lord, he coming.
It wasn't burning.
Wasn't me. I found him
Oh, it was
running
Bob.
towards you guys.
Nope. It was not me. Oh, and I forgot to take adaptability on this build.
Also, I should have definitely just taken the fast point to get down here.
Should've. That would ruin the fun of the Argicon. Be warned, standing near him does give you a dodge. Because he is in fact on fire.
I mean, that would have been helpful to know before I picked Insect Wave? Like, what?
Yeah, I forgot about it too, guys.
God, how do I send my bug out? There we go. Okay. And then I gotta find his face. Oh, he's flooging. Damn, he's balling that fire. Oh my god, dude. I like forget what the dodge roll button is. Holy shit. This is painful. Je suis monté.
What was the safe word? Banner?
He's got one on his back. Coming down. I cannot remember how to do the charge skill move. Ooh. Really? Really? My mount carried me into the lava, and it then, like, kept me in his flame path.
Thanks. That helped.
Hey, Jesus. I think it's because I've been playing Spider-Man, but it's like the controls are just ass backwards from what I'm using in Spider-Man. It's like I'm remembering some of it, but I have to let my gamer instinct take over. Oh, can we not do that the second time? Jesus. Okay, now I think I got it.
The next room, he will camp directly underneath a collapsing rock pillar.
Ugh. This mission is to make takoyaki? Yes.
Yeah, hit the rock
Sorry,
pillar
he
before you
will
move.
something under a rock pillar.
Yeah, he'll be
whenever-
sitting right underneath one. Don't actually fight him yet. Just drop the rock pillar, then go after him. Because he'll move out of the way if you even, like, slightly aggro him.
Hey, where? What? No! Mountain just pulled a fucking 360. Like,
Oh yeah, my mount just went the wrong freaking way. What the hell?
I think it's because he's traveling through the walls.
No, for some reason I lost focus on him. So
Yeah, and I think it does that when like he goes through a like monster path and it has to like
he went to a different area. Never mind.
yeah.
He didn't go to the rockfall one?
Yeah, he went to the roller rink.
Oh, we pushed him that.
Okay.
You may think you have me against the wall, but I have you in the face! Oh, what? What?
That attack is basically a one shot.
No, I was behind his head!
And it has a stupid hitbox.
Apparently!
I've died to it several times myself.
Well, how many feints do we have? Since I've died twice now.
Oh, you have 2 left until failure.
Jesus. Yeah, dude, like, I didn't even get hit by that. I'm sorry if I die. Yeah, dude. Like, the fireball completely missed me. Completely missed me, and I looked up, and I'm missing 75% of my health.
The fireball has a stupid hitbox.
Yeah, like
And
literally, I was not in it at all. It went like to the right of me completely, and yet it still took off like 75% of my HP.
Oh yeah, I completely understand.
What the fuck? Like, I'm actually debating if I want to bug stick this because of that hitbox.
Oh, I absolutely put down like close range melee temporarily for this fight because of that.
I need to adjust.
Like, I can longsword it, but like longswording it, I need to have like lifesteal build to do it, or adaptability rank 2. Because adaptability prevents you from taking damage from his thing at rank 2. I think adaptability was a level 1 gem.
Let me make sure.
Yeah.
We'll go greatsword on this. See what I can
Great
do.
total bonk.
What?
Bonk.
Huh.
Jesus. What's going on with these monsters? It's just basically Neutral, just a bunch of fire damage. I probably do need to like switch up the build to just be anti-fire, but it be what it be.
Yeah,
Just get adaptability, you'd be fine. You could actually just sit on top of him the entire time.
But I don't even think it's a major issue. It's literally just like one of those deaths there was easily just due to me learning bug stick back again. But then two, the other two were like actual bullshit where like I was not in that I should not have been in the hitbox type deal. Like it wasn't like, oh, I'm out of position. It's like the game's just doing fucky stuff.
Waiting on you, bub.
yeah. I was fixing my build.
It is funny that this outfit that I built is basically perfect for this event aesthetic. And I did not, like, I built this weeks ago. It's weird. I haven't gotten dumpstered like that in a hot second. Even Omega doesn't really dumpster me that bad, usually.
Because he's a giant robot. He eventually has to look at one person. Nudra has like 9 tentacles. He can look at all of us.
Well, I think it also is, like, part of it's just the, like, creeping... Like, if this doesn't work, I'll just go Hunting Horn for us. Because I think it's just the creeping damage is adding up, and then if people are out of position, they get bad hit, you just get womboed easily.
That was the first thing is like everyone noticed that it's just like, oh, he has a dot aura now.
Why did one of your heads pop like a zit right there?
And then the second realization was, oh, the dot aura is ignored by adaptability rank 2.
Because I have a pumpkin head on.
I see.
And there's a random RNG for it to be one of the tomatoes that nobody likes in the game.
Yeah, so then people spamming the pumpkin button for the emote has a chance of pulling out the tomato, but people spam
Is
it.
anyone else stuck loading?
Yes.
Yes.
If you pull out the tomato, then most people usually miss it because they're too busy spamming it over and over again.
There we go. I was worried there because usually when that happens, it's just you have to exit the game.
Yeah.
Area 15 apparently is a better spot to spawn. Right below.
I hear you say that.
I mean, I take my free ice gold rank anytime.
I mean, there's Chiltrons on the way down, so...
Yeah, the big problem is my headset decided to die! Okay. I actually wish it would give, like, some sort of, like, pre-warning to me. Rather than just like, oh, it's now gonna beep incessantly until you change it. Get off set, bitch. You guys hear me, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah. Because nobody had said anything. Oh my god! No, he's gonna kill me! Jesus, dude! Like, he just got me in the corner with no fucking health.
He did it with the tracking on it.
Careful. Dude.
I can't even tell who he's targeting.
And look for the face. He's always facing his target. The one exception is sometimes he slams behind himself if you're all behind him. Wow. Bro. I'm maybe dead? Thank you. Yeah, like, oh my god, and then Bob died due to it.
I thought I got out of it.
Jesus. Yeah, he trapped me against the wall. I'm also saying, like, it doesn't feel like we're getting any wounds on him. Unless one of you's just popping them all.
No, they made a change when they added 9-star difficulty quests. They reduced the wounds. And, Arc Tempereds are all 9-star now. Actually, I don't know.
No, the other two are not. They're 8 stars.
Oh, so this one just is a 9-star because fuck us.
Yes.
Of course.
Did that whiff? I don't want to be in that corner. Oh, he went through the wall, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grab the mining outcrops here.
Ads.
They do provide some stuff towards your crafting.
Oh yeah, but just
We'll have to come back for it later anyway.
That is true.
so it looks like he's back up top again.
In the skating rink or the...
In the crater, yes.
Okay, so we pushed him further than we expected.
We're doing good damage on him. We just need to clean up the getting murdered.
It's a lot of that, I think, is just that room because he just like pins you against the wall, so it gets difficult to get away from him.
Yeah.
You gotta pull him to the center of the crater. He loses effectiveness down there, but the thing is, if he does the flame breath, it does scale like against the curve going upwards, so it feels wider than it actually is, and it will hit you wider than it actually is.
But this time around, it hasn't been the flame breath he's been getting me with. Like I said, he's literally just been pinning me to the wall.
Wasn't that close enough for that counter?
Hey, bro, you literally dragged it back after you dragged it past one time. Like, that's just me learning his new technique, but... Oh, no! Okay, I'm good. Jesus. I offset his first attack and it didn't cancel the animation. And then it immediately took me into a triple charge slash right afterwards. Right as he's doing the second pound.
Alright, good to know. That explosion
lingers.
The detonation point is the center of the oil pump.
He still has a 1 on his side.
Does he?
Yes.
There you go. I was gonna say someone get it because I have not been able to get near his face. Jesus, dude.
Okay, so get me out of the corner.
Like I said, that has been the problem. Bro, you attack his hind tentacles one fucking time. And he just backslams immediately. What are you doing?
He really wanted me after sharpening. He's leaving again.
How's everyone's buffs? Still got them?
Yeah.
Yes.
20 seconds left. I got him.
I'll re-up.
Oh, the other thing? Always have a knife equipped as a throwable.
Why for this fight?
Because if he grabs you, it's a one-shot.
Sleeping, 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 sleeping.
I set a bomb! Bomb set!
I can detonate these.
Yeah,
Go
I don't
for
have
it.
my big bang.
Cat, put yours down if you got any.
Just to go for it.
I have to switch anyway, so.
Ash.
What?
Just go for it.
Just go.
Ah! I like when he hits someone else and it gets me too. Get offset, bitch!
Let's go!
Nope. Nice. knew that was coming. Oh. Did he fall in a pit?
Yes.
That was me.
Careful, you're gonna be an Angie boy. But you do it! Oh, you little bastard! Right on the fucking triple slash! Come on, man! He's not even aiming at me. He gets me with a stray tentacle shot and then doubles up on me.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're all
I knew it was coming, too. Hello, King. How's it going? Just narrowly avoided that. Yeah, I've had a couple close calls here. It's like, Greatsword's really good for being able to just mitigate him, but he is rough. Because his attacks hurt.
The wild Rathalos has appeared.
Yes, and I'm beneath the wild Rathalos. It just randomly showed up on top of me. Yeah, I don't want to be in that.
Oh god damn it, that's not good.
And now I hit the Rathalos. Fantastic. Let me see if I can Gilly Mantle. Oh god, there's a Gravios here too.
I'm gonna go restock.
How are we doing on feints, by the way?
You have 2 remaining.
2? Okay.
Yeah.
I try to do a cool move for chat. Oh my god. Like, how is that close to killing me?
One, he does hit stupidly hard.
He does.
I don't know if your armor has fire resistance or not.
All I know is this is my Omega build, so like this is my improved build, but yeah, it may be bad for it, I don't know.
And then how much it's been upgraded.
Yeah, he just like gets ornery like that and just starts whipping people. And those hurt. Like,
He's low.
I assume he's not
him go.
trappable.
He
You can
is.
capture him.
Yes, he is. You can cap him.
that helped.
Really?
So let him. Come on, pal. Let him go. We'll set the trap at the toe. Basically, when he wakes up, he moves like 10 feet immediately. So you set the trap where he moves to. Trank him and then. Oh no, burning.
The burning
I
DC.
can capture it on my own.
Yeah, you're just saying pre-trank, right?
Yeah, free tank.
Wait, does shock trap not work here?
It does.
It does.
Oh, weird. Why is mine grayed out?
Because it was probably too close to my trap.
Oh.
Getting away with murder. I got 4 tickets.
Tentacles body blocking me just
Oh,
make
you
me
monster.
cringe. Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, we never cut anything, so there's no...
To capture.
Oh,
yeah, that was...
4 tickets?
That was spicy.
And I don't even need it anymore.
I only got 2.
I
How do you know what a ticket is?
The red one.
You got 1.
Yeah, I got one.
It's a red
New
orange.
certificate Y or Gamma, if you want to be specific.
Jagama.
That's not how it's spelled.
No, I think he's got it. Jagama.
Jagama man.
Gamma.
Alright, listen here.
I'm listening.
Not how that works.
Listening.
I mean, it still works for us.
Alright, no.
So Bernie,
bring one
I
back.
got one for you. It's a rank 6 charm with artillery 2, fire resistance 2, and adaptability 2.
You leave him where he was in his other game.
I like that the game does acknowledge that I legitimately did offset him, even though the game screwed me out of 2 of them.
Yeah, so the offset animation does have a cool.
Yeah, well, like, the one, and it shouldn't have cooled down on that one, the one that pissed me off was when he did the double slam. And I offset his first slam,
Yeah,
and
it screwed
instead
you on
it's
the
like,
second.
no, here's the second one. And I'm like, no!
Bob, I'm gonna need you to send me a picture of that so I can just balls. Wait, you
It only
said
has, like, I think it has
What?
2 rank 1 slots. So it's not.
I mean,
don't
that's
know
still
how-
fine.
Yeah, it's just really good specifically for gun lancing this fight.
I could have used that shit for Omega.
Would fire resistance be good for a mech?
He has the flamethrower, so yes.
Okay,
normal, yes.
sorry, what were you
No,
guys
no,
saying?
Okay, so
Adaptability too.
you might not be
How
able to
long's
fit it into that build. The problem.
My
Yeah,
fire
I
resist
want
is 0, so at least it's not negative.
Yeah, I have the Hirabami Harvest posted whenever you're ready. It's just kill those 3 and you get tickets for Harvest. Armor set.
Just go through your armor pieces real quick.
What? Like,
Just I want to see the level of them. Like no, what you have equipped. Like no, just go down to Ray. That one's level 1. That was level 1.
oh, they're all
Level
level
1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I don't
So,
level
like,
my armor.
Right, but you can level it for additional defense.
No!
I don't adapt. I don't change weapons. I don't upgrade my gear. And if I die, I restart the quest.
You're damn right. I did see that posted the other day.
That is a solid post. It is accurate and truthful. Except
just-
the quest.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about this is, like, again, like, can we just fight 2 Hirabami? Or heaven forbid 1? Like, why is it 3?
They
They're
don't
a
like
joke.
us.
They're normal.
Yeah,
updated
I
the
get that they're
game.
not going to be hard. It's just like, okay, I guess we'll all just get knocked around by 3 different Hirabami.
Or we could each
Hold on.
take one individually, and then someone just gets the 2 versus 1.
Yeah, I have a better idea. I use those trench bomb.
I have a better idea. Bob joins the party.
Like, I have to use a very special weapon for this.
A gun?
Yes.
I was gonna say.
Specifically the whale gun.
Going harpooning.
We're going whaling on the
Listen.
moon.
Real men use the great sword.
Listen, I have a gun, technically.
A gun attached to a lance.
I have a gun
I'm a
attached to the
gunbreaker.
point of my great sword.
Yeah, look. It's a freaking musket.
What the hell is that shit?
I don't know, but let's go.
It's
Go!
Utuna.
Accept the quest. Okay.
It's the Utuna heavy bow gun. It's
Well, this is a
literally
dragon piercer
freaking
bait.
Derringer cannon.
Yeah, I had that thought of like, ooh, I should switch to bow, but then I was like, I really don't want to relearn bow right this second. Because yes, bow does work really good against the Hirabami, including just perfect dodging them. Okay, let me swing my dude.
Oh, you.
Kill this one then! Where are they going?
God damn.
I got my target.
Listen,
Well,
y'all
no.
said you wanted to do one at a time.
One at a time? Who said that?
You did.
I didn't.
That's the mate.
Is it just running from us? Is that all it is? No, it's turf warring.
Hey, sir.
Come on. Come on! I'm just gonna keep offsetting you until you give it to me. Bob, stop stealing the aggro. I can't get him off the ground.
Don't you wish Shotgun was big like mine?
I literally hit him in the middle of those attacks multiple times, and he's still just not actually, like, counting for an offset. Damn it. I like how it didn't turn around there.
I like how Ash decided to punch his own.
I didn't tell him he was slow. I like how the whole, like, Hirabami is basically a vulnerable zone.
Center body isn't for me, but yeah.
Wow, that must suck.
I can hit his tail, I can hit his face, and they're both massive hit buttons.
Oh, burning's on him. I was like, why is he, like, just not taking damage all of a sudden?
It's coming down.
Wait, they roar?
Yes, apparently. Well, he's more dead now.
Oh, is he dead?
Yep.
Yeah.
carving. Oh look, another one.
How convenient.
Like he wants to die.
Either that or he's running from Ash, but that doesn't seem right.
I assume Ash brought him.
Man has local residence and decides to screw off the party.
Get down! That's right, Ash. Embrace the sword with me. Oh, he did. Alright, so where's the last boy?
Down.
To the northeast.
Looks like the monster dropped something.
Like Ash didn't hunt the Hirabami and carve its flesh.
I don't need its flesh.
He's gonna get enough materials from this quest on its own.
I was gonna say, doesn't need its flesh, but wants us to harvest rocks and lava.
Yeah, it's because the rocks are worth more.
That is not true. Air bombing parts are worth like a minimum of 2k. And the amount that you... So you basically just threw away like... 12,000 zenny?
He's coming down.
I almost feel bad for this.
I don't.
I don't.
Oh, it's not dead. I thought it was dead. Is it dead? It's still moving.
Nope.
I'm gonna beat it until it stops.
Beatings will continue until morale improves.
Beatings will continue until it stops moving. I like how my character's just running and jumping off of it instead of harvesting like I told it to. I want to know why Ash is in the strip club.
Oh, because he's a pretty princess.
Now he's getting me DMCA'd.
Because I'm a technomancer.
You can't get DMCA'd for that.
Bet.
or whatever the equivalent of a machinist
Never
is in the
underestimate Capcom.
Listen, I can't talk bad about Capcom.
I don't know who you are.
I like how the screenshot is me and Cad like fused together swinging the swords in opposite directions, but we're all swinging towards the same target.
Yeah, it's called the Beyblade technique.
What was your screenshot? Was I in front of you or behind you?
I don't know.
Oh, that was a gold crown here at Bomby, by the way. You know, actually, hold on. No, we need to get a picture of this because technically, this looks like we did like a Final Fantasy-esque attack.
Okay, but do we have time for one more Hirabami slaying?
We have time for a Gypsy Roast.
But does the Gypsy Roast lead me to the event?
Yes.
I believe it does.
All events lead to Rome.
Okay.
I don't know about that part. Who's posting it? Oh, okay, there we go.
The guy with the Gypsy Roast,
No, Bob.
apparently. I got him already ready already.
Wait, why can I not join this?
I don't know. Are you in the same lobby as us?
Yeah?
What? Why is it hard? Quest has been canceled. I'm lost. I am awash in a sea of emotion.
Oh goddamn! I hit exception depart this time, but it should let y'all in.
That's all he wanted, was to be first.
It's true.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I gotta wait for approval.
See? Oh, it's because since you disconnect, you're no longer part of the freaking.
Yeah.
Let's have another hunt with no surprises today.
Wait, but I joined the last one without being in the.
I wasn't the host.
I'll see you back at camp. We got this.
I mean, it shouldn't matter? Question mark?
It's using my settings, and I have them. That's what I have my settings at right now because I was still from when I was hunting Omega.
We got this.
I was doing it solo in a group of with bots, and I didn't want people to join me.
Understandable.
I actually offset his tail. Holy shit. Like he tried to do the whiplash on me. And then I got trampled. God damn it.
A Jarkon.
Wait, is he a jar or a can?
Both.
Oh, I offset him, but it didn't count because burning's on him.
No, that's Bob.
Wait, is it Bob? Oh.
Yeah.
Bob. Weird. Can you cut his tail off?
No.
I think so. It's just a tip, though.
I want to make it more of a tip. Oh, I was gonna say he was about to do it. Feels like animal cruelty. What do you think PETA feels about this game?
They hate it. It's great.
No, I meant the other PETA.
People eating tasty animals?
Yeah, that PETA.
To be fair, I don't know how these monsters taste.
Ah, damn it. I tried to roll out of it and block it, it didn't matter. Get offset, bitch! That's 3 already! Get offset again! Ooh, temper! Papa. He gonna do it.
Oh god.
Yeah. That was the one I offset the first time.
Their tail is too long.
Poison?
Yes.
Huh. Come on. Are you kidding me? I was literally holding it, blocking, waiting for him to be vulnerable. The second he does, I'm like, ooh, his wound, and I go for it. Immediately, him walking counted as him trampling me. Like, I was gonna actually try to complete this without healing. God damn it.
Don't worry, he's worse than the older games.
Oh, I'm sure he is. This game, he doesn't feel bad at all. Also, is this a normal Gypsura? I don't remember him having poison.
Oh, he always does, but he's tempered.
They make temperance of these things?
Yeah.
Apparently.
There's tempered of pretty much every large monster in the game.
He's large?
As opposed to like the ones that are your size, yes. There.
There we go. That's right.
And a KO. There was once I don't remember, I think it was Monster Hunter Frontier. But there was an April Fool's joke quest.
Don't believe his lies.
I don't care. Let me get the curse. Where the entire quest, Gypsaros would do a series of nukes, each doing an absolute metric ton of damage. Like each one would kill you, and you have to survive 4 nukes, and then he killed himself, and that was the entire quest. So you had to make a super defensive build just to what's it called? This guy can't be trapped. Or he can be trapped with a pitfall, not a
Did you mount him?
Yeah. Coming down.
The only bell I heard was my own.
Ask not for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for your mother Goku.
This is a rare research
That's right.
opportunity. Can't let it go to waste.
Yeah, see, there's only 3 people in the quest.
I can't believe Burning left us like that. Fight a gyps roads all by ourselves. And he leaves the lobby. While Ash is playing rock music with his skinny jeans.
I look good, the fuck? Look good as hell.
So,
Show off.
is this like getting me something for the event?
Yes.
Dream spell tickets are the purple bluish ones. The harvest tickets are from the Hirabami. And then new Udra stuff is just the new Udra Gamma ticket. There's 6 armor sets, you know, the alpha beta that you can get for the for everything that I just mentioned. There's Gamma A and Gamma B. Then there's Harvest A, Harvest B, and then there's Dream Spell A, Dream Spell B. As far as weapons are concerned, I don't think there are any weapons.
No, there's no new weapons. The only one that matters for gear-wise is the nude. The other 2 quests were for cosmetics.
The Harvest Tronco, well, the female Harvest set actually has.
Well, I mean, like, how many times do we need to do them?
For new Udra, you'd probably need to do. Maybe
No, not New Udra, because New Udra's not time limited.
Oh, you would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're getting both sets, assuming for glam purposes, you would need 10 runs, 10 Dream Spell tickets, and 10 Harvest tickets.
But what's the expiration date on the event?
1 second.
We have another week.
Oh, another week, yeah.
2 weeks or 3?
All right then.
The bounties from the cat, by the way, also give you Dream Spell vouchers and Dream Spell tickets.
Yeah,
So
the
if
Dream
you-
Spell armor isn't bad. The Harvest one is old from Monster Hunter Worlds.
Dreamwalker?
Yeah, Dreamwalker, sorry.
Yeah.
It's Gothic.
Yeah.
Gothic
Yeah.
horror.
That one's a Dullahan, the other one is
Is it a Dullahan when your head is on fire?
it's a Dullahan without the head.
Right.
Your basically makes it look like you don't have one, but you know, in essence, there really isn't one.
Your Mitra.
Oh, and then the Harvest set's the other one?
Yeah,
Harvest is
and
the
then
other
there's
one.
like some one-off pieces here.
Oh god, why is the female Harvest set so bad?
The Harvest chest piece
It has
actually gives you
Jiggle
Jiggle
Physics on the
Physics while they're,
on the chest piece, yeah.
separate from the.
Yes, it does. What the heck? I wish it looked better?
If you mix it up, you
Understandable.
don't. Yeah, I just crafted the chest piece and just mixed that up with other stuff.
And then the Geldron piece armor makes you Raya from Elden Ring. It's further down.
Is this an event specific thing?
Yeah.
Why? What?
You are Frog.
It's like it ate my head.
Yes.
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 If you don't have the chest piece done, it fuses with your, like, it looks more normal. Like, they did something funny with that.
Define normal.
It looks like it's coming off of your neck. Normal.
Oh, interesting. And if you don't equip the headpiece, it's like stupid and on your back.
Yeah, backpack.
What is a backpack? Looks like it's like
If you have the helmet and the chest together, like Bob said, it actually turns into one big lizard.
Yeah.
But if you just have the backpack, it's a single lizard going.
Lizard.
What if I have a lizard on my back and then a Amstrigan on my head?
Then you have lizard bird.
Mm-hmm.
You have Bizzard.
What about
Look at
this
the
one?
aviator shades.
Protective lizard. Lizard is on fire.
Cat has become
This
Nidra. Lord of
lizard's
Frenzy's
on
plan.
fire. I actually don't hate the male chest piece for this one because it's kind of cool that it has like the flame effect coming out of the front of it.
Yeah, that's why I built that one first myself.
I feel like individually some of these gear pieces are really nice.
Why you build them individually? At this point, mix and match what looks good, and you just make a glam out of it.
What are the dream spell tickets from?
Dream
Doing the
spells
daily
from-
events, or
daily
doing the
events.
daily missions.
Yep, and you can also farm them directly from stuff like the Gypseros mission.
You need to talk to the cat up here to get whatever. We got a few that he owes you.
And if you log in every day, he also gives you some. It's not like you don't have to specifically hunt for it all the time. He'll give you some every like once a day.
All I got was
It's
one of
view-
those done. And none of the ones that... Oh, okay, I guess complete one event quest got me one.
Yeah. Like if.
Play one high rank Jindahad is kind of a fuck you. Like...
Oh, if you do a normal Jindahad, it's pretty.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, man. Like, that definitely
what's
takes a while.
What's the fuck you is Jindahad, even though it's the apex of the cliffs, does not count as a fight in the cliffs.
Huh?
Because technically his arena is not the cliffs.
The peaks.
It's the Rhyme Chain Peaks or whatever it is. So it doesn't count.
Okay. We will end it here for tonight, chat. Let me see who all's on.
I changed Paul's outfit.
Paul!
Bob, how do you like my Berserker costume?
You're Berserker Batman.
Send you guys over to Miss Ivy.
I actually took this design from the Bravely Default 2 game.
And I will be back tomorrow, chat. Thank you guys for hanging around. Thank you guys for sticking with me to the end. And again, hopefully we have something fun to talk about tomorrow. At minimum, I'll try to get Outer Worlds 2 installed so that you guys don't have to wait on that and suffer through stream. But yeah, we'll make sure we have some fun stuff. So, did you see my resub earlier? I'm sorry I did not. Thank you. Thank you for the 20 months, Cal. Appreciate it. Yeah, sorry, I probably got distracted by Monster Hunt or whatever else I was doing. But yeah,
Udra was eating his booty.
yeah, pretty much. So, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you guys. Go give Ivy my love. Later.
Bye, chat.
Bye, chat.
Who were those people?